Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. You're looking live at Cruiser Arena here on the campus of Groveport Madison High School, where tonight the Cruisers take on former Cruiser Elijah Dunn, Isaiah Darfus, and the Canal Winchester Indians. Hi, everybody. It's Rick Cooper, the voice of the Cruisers. It's great to have you with us tonight here on the Groveport Sports Network, and we welcome those of our fans that are watching tonight on our affiliate, we'll call them, the Canal Winchester Sports Network as well. This is the Sedalia Dental pregame show. Sedalia Dental will count us down to tonight's opening tip. A vitally important part of good dental care is a routine checkup for the entire family to catch any issues, prevent any new ones. Doctors Aaron and Katie Carroll and the team at Sedalia Dental promise to make your next trip to the dentist pleasant, positive, and welcoming. Visit their brand new office at 337 Main Street in Groveport. Sedalia Dental says go Cruisers. Call them at 836-2222 or visit sedaliadental.com. Well, it's the first of two meetings this year between Groveport Madison and Canal Winchester. It's the final time through round one of OCC Buckeye play, if you will. Both of these teams will play opponents on Tuesday night that they have already played, and it'll take us through the second run through this OCC Buckeye. Cruisers going to try to win for the sixth time in this series. The Indians' last win in this series was all the way back on January 4th of 2020, more than 6 years ago, when they won 62-56 at home against Groveport Madison. The Cruisers snapped a three-game losing streak with a 76-50 win at Logan on Tuesday night. The Cruisers put 20-plus on the board in each of the first three quarters. They led 61-38 after three. Groveport Madison shot 51% from the field and held the Chieftains to just 32%. Three Cruisers finishing in double digits. Sophomore Jordan Wagner led the way with 17 points and 2 rebounds on 6 of 11 shooting. Senior Marcus Henfield hit 7 of 8 shots from the field and added 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals. And it was refreshing to see because Henfield had only taken a total of 3 shots and scored a total of 8 points over the Cruisers' last 2 games prior against Olentangy Orange and Pickerington Central. Kofi Kadolo had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 blocks, and maybe the stat that is most important on his stat line, he hit 5 of 5 at the charity stripe. He had his struggles, and it's still a struggle, but Kadolo now up to 64% on the year. He was in the low 40s prior to that 5 of 5 night. A big day for the sophomore from Logan, Hudson Edwards, who had a game-high 32 points. He was 13 of 21 from the field and 3 of 7 from behind the three-point line. Zach Olson and Canal Winchester have won 3 in a row to get to 5-7 overall. They're 3-3 in the OCC Buckeye. That streak started last weekend with road wins at Logan on Friday, at Briggs on Saturday, and it continued on Tuesday night with a 36-33 grinded-out home win against former Indian head coach Kent Riggs and Lancaster. The Golden Gales dropped to 5-6. They're 1-5 in the league. Lancaster senior guard Cam Eaton had an open three-pointer from the left wing off of a little pick-and-pop action with under 5 seconds left, but it was off the mark, and the Indians held on for the dramatic late-game win. Eaton finished with just 3 points. He was 1 of 13 from the field, shooting 0 of 8 on threes. Neither team shot it well collectively, but the Indians were just a little better. Lancaster 14 of 53 for only 26%. Kent Riggs called it a horrendous shooting night, and the Indians were 13 of 42 for 31%. The two teams struggled behind the arc as well. They were a combined 6 of 33 from three-point range. Lancaster senior guard Drew Whitlatch led all scorers with 16 points, but maybe the storyline in that basketball game was the adjustments that Zach Olson and the Indians made at halftime. Whitlatch had 15 of those 19 in the first half and was really contained in the final 16 minutes. Senior Elijah Dunn led the Indians with 16 points, 9 of the 16 in the second half. He had 9 rebounds as well. Isaiah Darfus missed all 6 of his field goal attempts, but he grabbed a game-high 10 rebounds. He dished out 3 assists and hit a huge pair of free throws with 18.5 seconds left. It was a 1-point game at that time. He made 2 free throws and gave them a little bit of breathing room as it set up that final possession in that Cam Eaton 3-point attempt. Isaiah Darfus is their leader, 14.6 points. points, 7.1 rebounds. Those are both team highs. He shoots a team best 53% from the field. He was just a 12% three-point shooter a season ago when he went 5 for 41. He made that part of his game a point of emphasis in the offseason, and it's always fun when hard work yields dividends, and enormous dividends for Isaiah Darfus, who is now the Indians' best at 36% from three-point range. Well, it's always fun when the Cruisers and the Indians meet on the hardwood. They could meet in checkers or chess, and we would want to do play-by-play because it would be competitive and fun, but it happens tonight here on the hardwood at Cruiser Arena, and we're thrilled to bring it to you tonight here on the Groveport Sports Network and the Canal Winchester Sports Network. We are in the midst of the Sedalia Dental pregame show. Again, we say thanks to Doctors Aaron and Katie Carroll and the team at Sedalia Dental that promise to make your next trip to the dentist pleasant, comfortable, and welcoming. A brand new office at 337 Main Street in Groveport. Sedalia Dental says go Cruisers. Call them at 836-2222 or visit sedaliadental.com to learn a lot more. We take a quick look at tonight's injury report, and Tro Glenn back for the fourth game after missing the first 5 games of the year. Did not play on Tuesday at Logan, so technically his third game back, but young man that had suffered 2 fractures in his neck in the Cruisers' Week 2 loss in football against Gahanna Lincoln. Thought they might need surgery, but no surgery, just a brace, some physical therapy. Got full go with the team in terms of practice in mid-December, and as we said, will play his third game of the season tonight. Ty Cooper is back, missed a couple of weeks, second straight game back after missing quite some time with a broken ankle. He suffered the injury in practice on December 3rd. Got cleared to return to practice on Saturday, January 10th, a week ago, and got his first minutes of the season on Tuesday night at Logan. Troy Hines, Jaden Jordan are both out at this time for this program and are not due to return to Groveport Madison basketball until January the 30th. That is a Friday night, and that game will be played at Taze Valley. We said on Friday, January the 30th, they will return to practice with the team on Wednesday, January the 28th. For Canal Winchester, Caden Dunleavy will play tonight. He's dealing with a torn labrum in his hip. Dunleavy missed time a year ago as well, missed 8 of 23 games with hip issues and all kinds of ailments, ankle, foot issues, and a young man that missed his entire soccer season this year, but playing Willis Reed style. He's going to go tonight and hopes to go this season. There could be surgery for Caden Dunleavy after the year is over. So that is a look at tonight's injury report. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll compare these two teams statistically and give you every nuggets on previous meetings between these two teams. But when we come back, we check in with the 6th-year head coach of the Indians. Both of these head coaches are 6th-year head coaches. We'll talk to Zach Olson, get some thoughts from Indian country. He appears courtesy of Great Clips, and we will talk to him after this 60-second timeout courtesy of State Street Advisors as you watch Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. The Indians in town at 5-7, 3-3 in the division. Groveport Madison 4-4 overall, and they are 3-3 in league play. 60 seconds courtesy of State Street Advisors and Zach Olson courtesy of Great Clips. Coming up next, this is the Groveport Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union as we count you down to the opening tip here on the Sedalia Dental pregame show. And a really cool opportunity. I spent a couple times the last couple of weeks talking basketball with Zach Olson, covering some Indians hoops. And here tonight is the visitors here at Groveport, Madison. And we sit down and talk a little bit of X's and O's with him. He appears courtesy of Great Clips. You can add your name to the list, the Great Clips salon of your choice, so you spend less time waiting in the lobby. You can download the Great Clips app today or visit greatclips.com. And of course, we want you to go to the Great Clips in Canal, Winchester, or the one in that Giant Eagle Plaza. And Coach, a big one tonight. I feel like I say that every time I see you, but a chance to keep things rolling. 3 in a row right now. A win last Friday at Logan, Saturday at Briggs, and then kind of a grinded out 36-33 win on Tuesday night at home against Lancaster. And I know a coach is never fully satisfied, but what was the most satisfying and maybe most encouraging part of what you saw on Tuesday night in that win against Lancaster?
I think it's from a mental standpoint. Sometimes when the ball's not falling, you kind of go away from your principles defensively, and we stuck with it. Just took it one possession at a time and found a way to come out on top. That's a couple close ones out of 3 we've won. I really think it's from a mental approach.
Absolutely. I remember a quote Kent Riggs said years ago. He was talking about the brutality of that OCC Ohio back in the day, and he's like, hey, just, where are you going to find a win? And he said to me, Rick, losing breeds losing, winning breeds winning. And you were 2-7 a week ago. You were 1-3 in the league. You've won 3 in a row now. I guess, how does this stretch maybe breed some confidence and breed maybe a different attitude coming in here? How can it help you tonight at Groveport, Madison?
I think it reminds the team who they are. I remember we talked a while back before the first game that we did, and I said, hey, this is not a 2-6 basketball team. You look at the record, like I know how these guys work every single day. I know the approach they have every single day. And I said it's just a matter of time. I think we got things rolling right now. This will be a huge test for us on the road, tied in the OCC with these guys, so I'm excited.
You talked a lot, the times we've talked about your team staying the course, staying true. You just did it again there. And it was on a night, go back to Tuesday, where Darfus doesn't make a field goal, finishes with 4 points and no field goals. And I look at, Trey only scores 2. Dennis is 3 of 9 from the field, and you still find a way. And I guess I just want your thoughts more on that. You look at what they did maybe in other ways. They found ways. I mean, Darfus had 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Dennis grabbed 6 boards. Trey, Caden, Elijah really made it difficult on the big 3, out on the perimeter. I think that big 3 only had 6 points in the second half. So a group of guys that, again, that phrase find a way just continues to show itself.
I think it was a selfless approach by the guys. A lot of guys didn't have it going, so it's what can I do to help this team one possession at a time. And you said, Darfus had some big-time blocks down the stretch. Trey was turning guys all the way up and down the floor, making them work, tiring them down. Dennis getting deflections. Elijah pushing pace, getting to the rack. Yeah. There's a ton of things that guys were doing just to chip away. Yeah,
and I know Darfus, the huddle assist. I love huddle as much. They had him for 1 block. Yeah. That is a lie of the devil. There is no
incorrect. Maybe 1 block on the first possession.
Exactly. But, he blocked a lot more than that. Let's talk about Groveport quickly. Some new faces, familiar faces. Obviously, Tyreek Ruffin back, and a problem, an all-state guy from a year ago. But some new guys. Jaden Jordan, the sophomore. Kofi Kadolo, been in this program, but really has kind of been a non-factor up until this year. What impresses you? What jumps out to you on tape?
As a group, I think it's the physicality and the intensity that they play with. They're going to pressure. They're going to get after you the entire time. The game's going to be won inside the paint, and are we going to be tough enough to keep taking punches and keep accepting the fact that we got to keep fighting all the way through?
Is it that physical? I was going to ask you, the biggest problem they pose tonight is their physicality.
100% physicality, and that's why we've kind of approached it. We focused on 2 things the last 2 days, really taking care of the basketball with their pressure, all right, and getting bodies on guys and scrapping in there for 50-50 rebounds in traffic.
Do you'll dial up some pressure too, and I know they have struggled. They always say, what do they say as a coach? Press the teams that press you. They had 24 turnovers in a game. I think they had 29 against Pick Central or Olentangy Orange. Do you dial up a little bit more there defensively?
I think both teams have an identity, and we're going to start out to be who we are and true to ourselves, and we'll adjust it as we go if we need to.
And finally, I guess, where do you hope to have an advantage in an hour and a half when you look at that, or tonight when you look at that huddle assist report? What's a stat line where you feel like you have an advantage and you better have one tonight?
I think, obviously, turnovers and rebounds are huge, but if we we can win the free throw line battle, if we can get them in foul trouble, attacking the basket, put some pressure on those bigs, and get to the free throw line and kind of slow things down from that standpoint, we should be in pretty good shape.
Coach, always love talking hoops with you. I would do it all night, but I know you got a team to coach. Thanks for being so good to us the last couple of weeks, and wish you the best tonight and the rest of the season as well.
Thank you. Appreciate what you do.
That's head coach Zach Olson here on the Sedalia Dental pregame show. He appears courtesy of Great Clips and at Walnut Creek Plaza. You can download the Great Clips app and have your name waiting on the list the next time you're there. We'll take a break, introduce you to tonight's starting lineups. Those are coming up next. This is the Groveport Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer.
Even though you pay Social Security, you probably don't know all the facts about it, like where your money goes, or how much your Social Security protection is worth, or how old you'll have to be to get retirement benefits, or how much you'll receive when you're eligible. But there is one way to get all the facts, and that's by calling 1-800-772-1213 for the free booklet, Basic Facts About Social Security. That's 1-800-772-1213.
I let 6 of my employees go last year.
I let 5 employees go in 5 months.
In fact, just last week I let 3 go.
A lot of employers are letting their employees go to serve their country in the National Guard and Reserve. The Guard and Reserve has become more important than ever, making up 52% of our military force. So join the troops.
I haven't had to let any of my employees go, but when the time comes, I will.
Support your employees in the Guard and Reserve. A message from employer support of the Guard and Reserve and Ad Council.
Our mission is one of hope. Since 1896, every day of every year, Volunteers of America has been feeding the elderly, helping troubled youth, sheltering the homeless, and restoring hope to more than 1 million people a year. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-899-0089 or visit volunteersofamerica.org.
Well, back here at Cruiser Arena, the Sedalia Dental pregame show, the JV, a thriller in Manila. Groveport Madison, 52-50, the final. Canal Winchester, a three-pointer from the top of the key. Still had time to get a little bit more, maybe a 2, but decided to turn and heave from about 23 feet. It was off the mark, and the Cruisers hang on for the dramatic win at 52-50 in that JV game. The standings in the OCC Buckeye, Newark alone at 6-0 in first place. Reynoldsburg second at 6-1. Pickerington Central at 5-2 is third. Groveport Madison, Canal Winchester 3-3 tied for fourth. Taze Valley and Lancaster are tied for sixth in the division at 1-5. And Logan still looking for that elusive first win in OCC Buckeye play. The Chieftains come into tonight at 2-9 overall and 0-6 in the division. Canal here at Groveport Madison. Newark is at Lancaster tonight, and Taze Valley is at Logan. Supposed to be the night that Pickerington Central is at Reynoldsburg, but that game was played on last Tuesday, 10 days ago. Reynoldsburg won that game 64-61. The Raiders had a scheduling conflict. They were going to play, or they are playing tonight in the Fly Into the Hoop event. They're actually playing Spire Academy. What is that? Lonzo Ball, LaMelo, one of those those Ball brothers played at Spire out of the Cleveland area. So they are down at Kettering Altar. The Raiders tip off at 8:15 tonight. So that's why there's only 3 games in the league here on a league night for high school basketball. The Indians in town, maroon and white, Division II in all sports. Rob Page took over as their football coach this year and took them to the regional semifinals is where they went. They've made 16 football playoff appearances, 4 with Phil Morrow, 2 with Sean Hinkle, 3 with Josh Stratton, 4 in 4 years with Jake Keener, and Rob Page, who was pretty good up at Big Walnut a few years ago, took them to the playoffs in his first season. Boys basketball, maybe their most noteworthy run. They lost 3 straight years in the D4 district final in 1988, 89, and 90 when they lost to Lawrence Funderburk, Eli Brewster, and Columbus Worley. Worley won all the meetings in there and went on to win all 3 Division IV state titles. One year, one of those meetings, Canal was number 2 in the state, and Worley was number 3 in the state. Again, that team led by Lawrence Funderburk. That was right after the Jerry Francis era at Columbus Worley. Lindell Snyder was a senior, by the way, former Indian head coach on that team with Canal Winchester. A team that finished with a program record, best ever, 22-2. They started 18-0, which is a school record, and finished 19-1 in the 20-game regular season in 1989. The only loss they had that year, talking about the Indians in the regular season, was Game 19 against Hayes Valley. Football team this year went 10-2, finished second behind Pickerington Central. Nobody can continue to beat the Tigers. I think they've gone 6 years now without a loss in the league. I think 5 of them, let me get my numbers right, 20, maybe 7 years. 6 in the OCC Buckeye, and then the year prior to that, I think in the OCC Ohio, they had an undefeated year as well. 1 state championship in Canal history, girls volleyball, back in 1986. So it was a tough stretch starting out as they made the move to the OCC. Talking about the Indians, it's their 13th year in the Ohio Capital Conference. They went through some growing pains. That would be a gross understatement. 3 years from 2013 to 16, they went 10-32 in league play. They went to the OCC Capital 8-team division. They went 21-19, so a little bit better from 2016 to 2020. Then went to 8 teams in the OCC Capital. They went 16-39 in 4 years in the Capital from 20 to 24, and right now, last year, 4-10 in the OCC Buckeye in their first year being realigned over here. So you add a 3-3 start this year, and what does that put them? 7-13 in 1+ seasons in the OCC Buckeye. Recent year where they had a special run, 2018-19, they won 15 in a row. School best is 18 in a row, as we said. Lindell Snyder's senior year, before they lost 4 of their final 7, and the team that beat them, that snapped that 15-game win streak in 18-19, was in fact Groveport Madison in this building on January 25th of 2019. That Final Four team from 2000, again, went to the Division III Final Four. They lost to Akron St. Vincent St. Mary that season. It was a 10-point loss. I want to say it was 73-63. That may be wrong, but they lost to some dude named LeBron James. I've heard that guy's name before. He beat them that year, went on to beat Jamestown and win the state championship. LeBron had 27, 9, and 4 assists in the state championship win against Jamestown. And if I remember LeBron's story, he won the state title freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and then lost the state championship as a senior, I think it was. I think he's got 3 of them. May have been he's got 3 state titles in 4 years.
Freshman year, maybe he lost sophomore year, 1 junior.
Ricky Cooper will look it up. He got 3 titles in 4 years. Distinguished alum from this school, we're going to give you one. B.J. Mullins was an 08 Canal Winchester grad. He's their all-time leading scorer with 1,868 points, averaged 26 points, 15 rebounds as a senior at Canal in 2007-2008. He had a 62-point night at that same event that Reynoldsburg is at tonight, which brings the best of the best in the country a lot of times to that fly into the hoop event. He had a night where, you ready for this? He went 28 of 34 from the field, had 62 points, played 1 year at Ohio State, averaged 9 points, 5 rebounds with the Buckeyes in 08-09, and was the 24th pick in the first round by the Dallas Mavericks in the 2009 NBA draft, was immediately traded to the Thunder, went on to play with the Charlotte Bobcats, LA Clippers, had a career-high 31 and 14 in a Bobcats game against the Milwaukee Bucks in 2012, has played in the NBA D-League, and has played overseas in Korea, China, Great Britain, Iran, Taiwan since 2015. You have to love basketball to play professional basketball in the country of Iran. That's where I draw the limit. I'll stay here and flip burgers. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at tonight's keys to victory from these two head coaches. We talked to Lamont Hampton. He said, Rick, we've got to get off to a good start. I'm going to give you a key to victory. I want to see a little bit more inside-out action. Zach Olson told us on that coach's interview he's concerned about the physicality of Groveport Madison. I think they're going to lean tonight on Sy a little bit, coming off their bench. Abu Sy, who might be able to match some of that physicality. I think Isaiah Darfus can, but I really think there need to be touches tonight for Marcus Hemphill and Kofi Kadolo. I don't think that Hemphill and Kadolo taking a total of 7 shots, for example, in that loss at Olentangy Orange is a long-term recipe for success. Cruiser's got to shoot the free throws better, only 53% coming in, and the free throw volume is a concern as well. Now up to 9.5 a game. It was as low as 7.2. You'd like to get to the line a little bit more, and taking care of the basketball. They have averaged 17 turnovers a game. The goal from Lamont Hampton was about 8 turnovers a game. For Canal Winchester, when we meet with Zach Olson, he says, Rick, we want to limit the turnovers, and in particular the live ball turnovers. You heard him on the Great Clips coaches interview. We want to match the physicality of Groveport Madison tonight. They're worried about rebounds. The Cruisers a plus rebounding margin. Canal is -4. Kofi Kadolo at 10.5 rebounds a game is a major concern. They want to execute their stuff. They'll take the baskets and run in transition, but they've got to be able to execute in the half court, and they too want to play inside out. May not be as big and physical, but they still think it'll set up some opportunities on the perimeter. And Zach Olson, you heard him. The last thing we asked him, what's the key tonight? We're an area you've got to win. And he said, Rick, we've got to win the free throw line. They want to get Groveport Madison in some foul trouble. No Troy Hines tonight, no Jaden Jordan tonight, and the Cruisers have had their struggles at the charity stripe. Again, coming in tonight now, they have jumped up to 64%. They were as low as 52, so they shot them well on Tuesday night at Logan, and obviously that's going to be a key tonight. Groveport Madison has won 5 straight in this series. They won 68-65 at Canal in the first meeting on January 17th. Tyreek Ruffin hit a 3-pointer from the right wing with no time left to break a 65-65 tie and win it. It was his only field goal of the second half. It was Ronye Wilson night at Canal Winchester. Had not gotten a lot of minutes, had not gotten a lot of opportunities, and he came out and hit 4 threes, went 4 of 5 off of Lamont Hampton's bench and added a career-high 12. Sir Cox had 14 points, 6 rebounds on 6 of 9 shooting. Elijah Dunn led the Indians with 19 points, shot 7 of 9 from the field and 3 of 5 on threes. Turnovers were an issue in that game. Tyler Dalton was an issue in that game too. He had 17 points with 14 of his 17 coming in the first half. The second meeting here at Cruiser Arena, Groveport Madison won 70-61. 3 Cruisers in double digits. Ruffin led the way with 18. Josh Moore had 15. Sir Cox had 14. Cruisers led that game by 24 points with 3:49 to play in the third quarter, only to watch the Indians go on a 26-6 run and close within 4, 63-59 with just 2:25 to play in in the game. Brendan Dunleavy, who did not play in that first meeting, boy, was he a difference maker in that comeback, scored 11 of his 13 points in the second half. Elijah Dunn led the Cruisers with a game-high 21. Then, before last year, it was one meeting a year. They were outside the division, not in the same division of the OCC. Cruisers won, 72-40 in the lone meeting at Canal in the 23-24 season. They won 62-57 against Canal in the one meeting in 2022-23. 22-23. Tyreek, a freshman, had 19. Cruisers won the meeting in 21-22 by the final of 78-67. They shot 53% from the field as a team. Cortez Freeman, the sophomore, had 20 points and 8 steals, but was only 9 of 22 from the field. They did not play in the 2020-21 season, and Canal Winchester, their last wins in this series, they were in the same division together, the OCC Capital at the time, and they swept the season series. They won the first meeting on December the 13th, 54-52 at Groveport, Madison. The Cruisers rallied from a 17-point deficit to get within 2 when Abubakar Diallo attempted a three-pointer from the right wing from about 23 feet that would have won the game at the buzzer. He missed it, finished with a game-high 19-12 in the second half, but the Indians won that game. And then the most recent Canal win, the second meeting in 2020-21 when they swept the season series with a 62-56 win at Canal. Boy, I always loved watching that era of Canal basketball. Bilal Sow led the Indians with a game-high 19. Trayvon Robinson came off the bench and added 13. Cole Metzler had 10 points. 8 of his 10 came in the second half. Tymir Jones led the Cruisers with 15. And Kenyatta Whiteside, related to Coach Hamp, played his first night as a full-fledged varsity player and finished with 11. Indians jumped out to a 10-0 lead before the Cruisers scored on 2 Scotty Lomax free throws with 5:17 to play in the quarter. Cruisers had a lead late in that game after a Whiteside 3 with 4:45 to play, but the Indians went on a 16-9 run in the final 4.5 minutes to win by 6 points. And that one we told you about earlier, when the Cruisers handed Canal their first loss of the year, was back in the 18-19 season on January the 25th. Groveport Madison winning at home here 70-64. Nakai Taylor, a game-high 24 points. Scotty Lomax hit 4 threes and added 14. Why don't we take a look at tonight's starting lineups? First of all, for the Indians from Canal Winchester, their point guard tonight is Trey Robinson III. He's a 6-foot junior. He'll wear number 3. His dad, Norm, a 5th-year assistant for Zach Olson. Trey Robinson, a 3-year varsity kid and a 3-year starter, 4.9 points and a team best 2.6 assists, had 2 points and an assist on Tuesday night. The 2-guard tonight is Dennis White. If you're a football fan in Central Ohio, you know that name. Was first-team All-State in Division II football when he caught 18 touchdowns, had better than 1,000 yards receiving, had a big weekend last weekend when he scored 26 points combined at Logan on Friday, at Briggs on Saturday. For the season, he's the Indians' 3rd leading scorer at 10.5 points a game, shooting 42% from the field and dishing out 2.5 assists a game. Elijah Dunn, final time he'll play in Cruiser Arena, wearing the maroon and white. 5'11 senior guard, 2nd-team Buckeye a year ago. His dad, like Trey Robinson, is on this staff. His dad, Stefan, is a 2-year varsity assistant. Actually was a JV head coach at Canal when Elijah's older sister, Kay, played in the Canal program, graduated in 2024. Stefan Dunn coaching under Jonathan Hedgepeth in that era. Hedgepeth, who had won a state championship at Pickerington Central, went back to Pickerington Central, and Stefan Dunn stepped over onto the boys' side. Elijah Dunn, willing to do whatever it takes, is what head coach Zach Olson said. He has really matured in his 3 years at Canal Winchester. He'll play college basketball somewhere next year. This year he's given Canal 13.6 points, 3.1 rebounds, 36% from the field, 20% on threes, and a team best 68% at the stripe. Caden Dunleavy, 6'4 senior, will start at the 4. Zach Olson said, Rick, he can shoot it, and dangerous on the perimeter. 12 threes coming into tonight, a team high Missed 8 of 23 games last year because of injuries. This year, 7.6 points a game, is fourth on this team. 2.4 rebounds, 44% from the field. And big Isaiah Darfus, special mention in the league a year ago, will start at center. 6'5 senior, 14.6 points, 7.1 rebounds are both team highs. And a young man, we touched on it in the Sedalia Dental pregame show, went from 12% on threes to 36% this season. So really has elevated his game out there. Really have started running a lot of stuff through him the last couple of years. Zach Olson's the Indians head coach, 39 years old. He'll turn 40 on May 17th, 6-year head coach. Most recently spent 6 years as a Newark assistant under Jeff Quackenbush from 2014 to 20. 41 wins, 84 losses. He wins at a clip of 33%. 2004 New Philly high school grad. 09 Muskingum grad, health and phys ed major. Got a master's degree from Frostburg State, which is where he started as a graduate assistant from 2009 to 2011. His best record here at Canal, 13-9 in 2020-21. He is a credit recovery teacher here at Canal Winchester. For Groveport Madison, Tyreek Ruffin, a 3-time All-League selection, was first team as a freshman in 23, first team last year. Honorable mention as a sophomore, the cruiser leader at 11 points a game, also a cruiser best 2.4 assists a game. The 6-foot senior will wear number 1 and play the 1. The 2 guard is Jordan Wagner, had a game high or team high 17 on Tuesday at Logan. 2-year varsity kid, first-year starter, strongest guy on this team, squatting over 500 pounds, 10.4 points a game is second, but only 32% from the field. The small forward is Tro Glenn, honorable mention in the league, 6'4 senior forward, did not play on Tuesday night. This is his third game back. He's averaging 3 points and 1.5 rebounds. As we said, was an honorable mention All-League selection a year ago. That is a Division II Central State football commit. The power forward tonight is Marcus Hemphill, that will play his 5th basketball game with Groveport Madison. 7.8 points, 5.8 rebounds. The 5.8 rebounds are second on this team. And Kofi Kadolo, 6'6", will manage the center spot. He'll wear number 20, averaging a team best 10.5 rebounds, a team best 3.1 blocks, and 8.1 points a game is third best on this team. Lamont Hampton, the cruiser head coach, 46 years old, 6th season, 11th year basketball coach, 9 with Groveport, 2 with Central Crossing, 1997 Grove City grad, 03 Wilmington grad. He's an exercise science teacher. He'll graduate with a master's degree in education in 2026 in the spring. 56 and 67 here at Groveport Madison, a 46% winning percentage. Wife Shanika, 6 years and 2 kids. Troy, 18, a senior, and Tori, 14, is a 9th grader here at Groveport Madison. He's assisted tonight by Cully Adebanjo, Khatib Rivers, assisted by Joshua J.C. Campbell, and Amin Kadolo is on the bench tonight as well. We'll take our final timeout. The Birch Tavern opening tip is coming up next. This is the Groveport Sports Network.
I let 6 of my employees go last year.
I let 5 employees go in 5 months.
In fact, just last week I let 3 go.
A lot of employers are letting their employees go. Go to serve their country in the National Guard and Reserve. The Guard and Reserve has become more important than ever, making up 52% of our military force. So join the troops.
I haven't had to let any of my employees go, but when the time comes, I will.
Support your employees in the Guard and Reserve. A message from employer support of the Guard and Reserve and Ad Council.
The national anthem means we're just about set to play basketball on Friday Night Hoops, presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. It'll be Chris Baker Jr. that'll throw the basketball up. We just had Chris Baker on Olentangy Orange. We've had him since then too, I think, but Chris Baker, the referee, 11 years. Tyrone Shepard is the U1, 11 years, and Adam Barnes, the senior member of this crew, is our U2 with 15 years. So 37 years between this three-man crew. We compare these two teams statistically. Groveport Madison, 53.1 a game. They give up 55.6. That's minus 2.5 a game. Cruisers, 38% from the field. Their opponents shooting 37%. Groveport Madison right now, in terms of the three-point line, shooting 29% on threes. Tyreek Ruffin, the leader, at 1.5 a game. They average 5 a game as a team. In terms of assists, 10 a game. Ruffin and Jaden Jordan, 2.4 apiece. The rebounding margin, they are +4. Cadolo, the leader, at 10.5 a game. They average 8 steals a game. They are turning it over 18 times and forcing 15 turnovers a game. We take a look at the numbers like that for the Indians. The Indians score 53.6 a game. They give up 59.8, being outscored by 6.2 a game. 42% from the field. Their opponents 47%. Canal 24% on threes, 4.2 makes a game. Dunleavy, the leader, at 1.5. Opponents are shooting 37% with 6.1 makes a game. The Indians 52% at the stripe, 14.2 attempts a game. It's Dennis White, the small point guard, their leader, at 4.4 attempts a game. They're being out-rebounded by 4 boards a game, 11 assists. Trey Robinson with 2.6 of them. And in terms of turnovers, 15 turnovers for the Indians, and they are forcing their opponents into 16 turnovers a game. Tonight's opening tip is brought to you by the Birch Tavern in the village of Groveport. It's open every day from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's a great place to gather with family and friends for a delicious meal. Check out their website, birchtavern.com, for the menu and more details. The Birch is the exclusive sponsor of tonight's opening tip. And again, the guy that'll throw up that Birch Tavern opening tip is Chris Baker Jr., refereed middle school basketball when this old play-by-play guy used to do a little bit of middle school basketball coaching. Just underway as the Cruisers win the opening tip. Tro Glenn to Ruffin, who walked on the catch, nothing called. Ruffin into the lane. Wagner, his three is right there. It's a Kessler heating and cooling Cruisers three-pointer, and Jordan Wagner in the books with his first points at a team-high 17 in that win against Logan on Tuesday night. Elijah Dunn, the former Cruiser, played his freshman year in this gymnasium. To Darfus, now to Dennis White, the football wide receiver, and White used his body really well but could not finish. Cadolo, his first rebound, averages just under 11 a game. Cadolo to Wagner, into the lane, skips it to Hemphill, shoots a three on the rim, no good. Good box out by Darfus, and then Wagner came in and tied him up and forced the jump ball, and the possession arrow will keep it with the Indians. Good play by Wagner, good rebound, good box out by Darfus, but kind of maybe got a little bit lax after he possessed the basketball, and fortunate that Hemphill, who is an animal, defensive end, he'll play college football somewhere, didn't take it away as Dunleavy in rhythm just hit a three. Boy, he had a huge, as he hits a Kessler heating and cooling Indians three-pointer. He had a huge second half in the second meeting a year ago, and what? They're going to get a foul here on Elijah Dunn with a little too much contact, his first, team first, non-shooting foul. So the way they're administering inbounds this year, everything inside the three-point line is brought in under the basket. Everything outside that three-point line is going to be brought in on the side. I saw a middle school game this week. My son was coaching, and ball went out of bounds on the outside, and they put it in over kind of in a coffin corner on the side, and that, by definition, from what I have read read and talked to officials. That should not happen anymore as they inbound it to Hemphill, contested by Darfus. He got Darfus off his feet, and they're going to count the basket, and he was fouled. The bucket is good for Marcus Hemphill. The foul is on Isaiah Darfus, his first, team second. And Marcus Hemphill with his first points of this night. And he'll shoot the first free throw of this game. As we said, the Cruisers now up to 64% as a team. And the free throw is no good. Codolo got an offensive rebound and put it in. Boy, Zach Olson concerned about the physicality of Groveport Madison. And that has been the difference in the first minute 45. As Dennis White a reach in on Wagner as White had gotten the step, and had he not fouled him, that ball would have been off of Dennis White's right thigh, but instead a little bit too much, and they'll get the foul on Wagner. It's his first and the first on the team. Just underway on some Friday night hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. A really good crowd tonight here at Cruiser Arena. Maybe the best crowd we have seen maybe Coop in a couple of years, really. It is well attended here on a frigid night in Central Ohio. Dunleavy, backdoor, beautifully done. They got Wagner asleep at the wheel. Trey Robinson went backdoor and laid it in. Boy, ideally, even when you go asleep at the wheel and get beat, there should have been some help there. That may have been a Jeff Quackenbush special where they spread everybody out. Ruffin got open and he hit a Kessler heating and cooling Cruiser's three-pointer. So Tyreek in the books with his first points. Cruiser leader at 11 points a game, 33% on threes. It's his 13th three of the year. Takes the lead back up now to 5. Underneath Robinson, used his body well. And Trey Robinson, he may only be 6 feet tall, but he plays bigger than that. Muscled it up and in, and they're going to get the foul on Tro Glenn. For Glenn, it's his first. Boy, an intelligent move there if he turns and just shoots it. Tro Glenn at 6'4", can jump well. Probably hurt somebody beating a drum underneath the basket, but Robinson kind of dropped that foot, got big and strong, and took it away. Dennis White a steal. Here's Dunleavy stepping into a three, no good. Elijah Dunn, the offensive rebound, and just turns and hoists, no good. Got a green light from Circleville if he wants it as a runner by Tyreek at the other end is right there. Cruisers back up 5. We're 3 minutes into this opening quarter from Cruiser Arena here on the campus of Groveport Madison High School. 8th year for this $60 million facility, brand new high school. Underneath, it's Dennis White against Wagner. Put it up, and Wagner just picked up a second foul. I thought for a moment that even though he got Wagner to leave his feet, that maybe Wagner didn't make enough contact, but maybe a dramatic pause there by Chris Baker. He's got a future in Hollywood, but he calls the foul, and it's going to be on Jordan Wagner. It'll be his second. There's a way to solve that problem, and it's to stay down and not take the bait. First for Dennis White, their first one coming up here, and it's up and in. Dennis White with his first point, 10.5 a game, third on this team. They got 4 guys on this team that average 7.6 or better. Ty Simpson has checked in. Simpson has started in spots this year, 5'11 senior that missed all of last season due to injury. And the second one by Dennis White is up and in. So Dennis White hits 2, and so Wagner will sit down. We'll see what that does to this Cruiser lineup here. Already playing tonight without Troy Hines, already playing without one of the best sophomores in the area. Talking about Jaden Jordan. Codolo underneath Hemphill, who finished at the rim. Boy, that's good interior play. Codolo found him, and Hemphill with Isaiah Darfus lingering, able to finish. Underneath, Dunleavy went to a fade, and Codolo still got a piece of it. Well, I thought Dunleavy may have shuffled defeat there. 10-footer from Darfus is no good, and Codolo under the rim with 2 hands brings it down like a man. 14-9, under 4 minutes to play. Into the lane, Tyreek Ruffin. Ruffin now to Simpson, Ruffin, who went to the left hand or went to the left side and scooped it in with the right hand. 16-9. Ty Simpson, first two. Biggest lead of the game. The super sophomore Melvin Shepard is at the table, the high flyer. He'll come in at the next stoppage. Elijah Dunn, kind of Harlem Globetrotter style, lost his footing and still kept his dribble. Darfus finding Robinson. Tried to go underneath and Cadolo took it away. That's got to be a bounce pass. Bounce pass to the block and they don't take it. But he tried to throw an overhead pass and Cadolo got his paws on it and takes it away. Ruffin working against Robinson. Now Ty Simpson lost the basketball, taken away by Dennis White, and White going to go to the other end, missed the layup, but Elijah Dunn cleans it up and puts it in. Lamont Hampton, even with a 16-11 advantage, done like something, and he's called a 30-second timeout. It's a Crumble Cookie Cruisers timeout. Crumble Cookie on Gender Road in Canal, Winchester, in that Walmart area. Proud to support Central Ohio high school sports. Desserts made fresh daily with more than 200 flavors rotating on a weekly basis. Eddie's Chicken and Waffles is a proud supporter of Cruisers Athletics, the best chicken and waffles in all of Central Ohio, conveniently located on No Bixby in Columbus. It's chicken and waffles all day, every day at Eddie's. Thanks to Kessler Heating and Cooling. They're sponsoring our three-pointers and slam dunks tonight for over 3 decades. The team at Kessler has been providing Central Ohio with the very best in HVAC services. They are family-owned and operated. Kessler Heating and Cooling, able to devote personal attention to each and every client, whether that client is commercial or residential. Kessler Heating and Cooling on Basil Western Road in Canal. Visit KesslerHeating.com to learn more. So 5-point game after the steal there and the putback, we'll call it, by Elijah Dunn after Dennis White had blown the bunny. No damage done. 5-point game is Trey Robinson guarding Ruffin, and Ruffin with 2 as he got to the rack. So Tyreek with an active first 5.5 minutes. He's already got 7 of Groveport Madison's 18 points. Makes it 18-11. Nearing 2 minutes to play as Dennis White used his body well but could not finish, and Tyreek Ruffin asking for a foul. He's not going to get it. They're going to say it went out of bounds off of Tyreek. So it'll stay here with the Canal Winchester Indians. And what? Whistle blown, and our referee Chris Baker Jr., I don't know who he's looking at. Not looking at one of the men in stripes, was he? Abusai and Melvin Shepard, a little bit too much, and settled everybody down. 18-11, 2:15 to play in this opening quarter. Dunn looking, finds Darfus against Cadolo. Over to Dunn. Cadolo showed and then went away. Dunn had an opening for a minute, but can't finish from that left wing. Rebound Groveport Madison. 2 minutes to play. Ruffin feeling it tonight as he hits a Kessler Heating and Cooling Cruisers three-pointer. Biggest lead of the game. Takes it up to double digits and 10. Ruffin the difference. 10 of Groveport's 21. Minute 45 to play. Danger spot here for the Indians early. Dunn. Beautiful pass underneath. Abusai off a gorgeous look from Elijah Dunn. That was spectacular. Had to find him and had to complete it. Abusai in the right place. Nicely done. Basketball goes out of bounds. Here comes Hemphill back in. See who he comes in for. Hemphill in as Melvin Shepard will sit down. So your lineup right now for Groveport Madison is Ty Simpson, Tyreek Ruffin, Marcus Hemphill, Kofi Cadolo, and Tro Glenn. And then there's Shepard. Maybe he came in for the wrong, or I don't know. We left the game and is coming right back to the table. Maybe somebody gestured they needed a blow. Right side, Ty Simpson missed badly, and I think they're going to get a foul here. And it indicates by the fact that he didn't point the other way that I think we're staying here. And this may be on Darfus, and it is. So Isaiah Darfus is going to join Jordan Wagner as one of the superstars in this game with a couple of personal fouls. Minute 20 to play. Inbound here, Hemphill missed a three there a moment ago, and he missed the jam. Boy, almost a Kessler Heating and Cooling slam dunk. Lamont Hampton wanted the walk on Dunn, and he might have had a point, and that one ends up near Coach Chad Gibbs and some friends. Mark Coyer in the corner there as it went over the head. I thought maybe Dunn did walk on that catch. He has a tendency. He goes so hard off of screens. Talking about Elijah Dunn. Reminds me in that area a guy named Kyle Korver in the NBA that would just sprint at full speed. And sometimes it's hard to get that left-right catch down. As Tro Glenn just hit a Kessler Heating and Cooling Cruisers three-pointer. And the lead is now 11. We're under a minute to play in the opening quarter. Across the timeline, it's Trey Robinson. Robinson picked up his dribble against Simpson, looking for somebody, and threw too hard of a pass. Dunn couldn't bring it in. Indians having trouble against the pressure. Ruffin to Simpson, setting up Glenn. Just hit one a moment ago. This one too strong. Offensive rebound, Ruffin, who muscled it up and in. Tyreek Ruffin is having himself a quarter. It is a 13-point game, and Adam Barnes calling something here with 13.8 seconds to play. He's going to talk to Chris Baker Jr. They're going to get a foul here on Tro Glenn. So Glenn picks up his second. Dunleavy back in for the Indians. Trey Robinson will sit down. They're going to bring Wagner in with the two personal fouls. This is interesting, isn't it? Normally you would pull a guy with two fouls with late game in a quarter because you don't want to give one up, but give up a third foul in a situation. They bring in Wagner here. They're going to play some 1-2-2. Wagner at the top of it. Left side Dunn, three no good. Hemphill an offensive rebound. And Elijah Dunn is going to get called for a foul with 3 seconds to play. And it is his second foul. And I will tell you that the Cruisers have a ton of depth. Even tonight, with no Troy Hines and no Jaden Jordan, they still, I think, have a little bit more depth than the Indians. And boy, to have Darfus and Dunn in foul trouble with two apiece as Wagner's three is no good, I think it's a bigger concern to Zach Olsen right now than it is to Lamont Hampton. But now down 13 at the end of one, then it becomes interesting, like, can you sit Isaiah Darfus? Can you sit Elijah Dunn? I think you'll probably see more of Darfus and Dunn in that second quarter coming up than you will Wagner and Tro Glenn. That's just an uneducated opinion. Flyers Pizza and Subs is the official pizza of the Groveport Sports Network. A great way to enjoy Cruiser football, basketball, and softball is with a Flyers Old World or Bomber Pizza. Add on a fresh salad, some boneless wings. Visit FlyersPizza.com. Tonight's realtor of the game is also tonight's official game sponsor. Talking about Logan Marburger with RE/MAX One. Logan Marburger and RE/MAX One, the experience and resources necessary whether you plan to buy or sell. He's a proud Groveport Madison alum, former Cruiser baseball player. Proud to support Cruisers athletics with Logan Marburger and the team at RE/MAX One. Real estate is a lot more than just transactions. It's about earning trust, creating lasting relationships, and helping individuals and families in this community achieve their dreams. Realtor Logan Marburger brings energy, enthusiasm, and results. Call him at 531-4448 or visit online logan-marburger.remax.com. And be sure after tonight's game to check out tonight's Bexley Car Care Play of the Game. Bexley Car Care is locally owned and operated, 23 years in the business, led by one of the best guys in Central Ohio. Talking about Mike Kimbler. They have sponsored our Bexley Car Care Play of the Game all season long. We are underway here in quarter number 2, and they're going to get a reach in on Ruffin, and I think they're going to say against Ruffin shooting it. We'll see if it's Dunleavy or Speakman. Ricky Cooper says it's going to be Dunleavy, and it is, and it was actually Tro Glenn, wasn't it? And they're going to say that Glenn was in the act of shooting. I'm going to look over at you. Was he in the act of shooting? Ricky Cooper says he absolutely was. So Tro Glenn will go to the line and shoot the second and third free throws of this game, and the first one is no good. Tro Glenn, first miss of this year, was 2 of 2 coming in. Had some struggles at the stripe last year, 40%, 47% 2 years ago, 50% as a freshman. But a young man, just a great leader in this program. I don't care if Tro Glenn ever makes a free throw, a three-pointer. He's got a spot on any basketball team that I coach. He's a great student, just a good human being. Has fought his way back after a couple of broken vertebrae in his neck, and Central State getting a jewel, a gem on the football field next year. Dunleavy, right wing. Hemphill out there, took a swipe and took it away momentarily. And the turnover again. Boy, they bring in Donovan Nacone, and it's the second time in this game. Your coaches talk about speeding somebody up. It's the second time today on about a 5-foot pass that they have thrown a pass with some Nolan Ryan heat, and that pass almost uncatchable and goes into the Cruiser bench, and it's a turnover. Wagner may have hit Dennis White with a little pop there as Cadolo missed. Wagner got an offensive rebound. Wagner blocked by either Speakman or Dunleavy, and I think they're going to get Cohen Speakman with a late foul from Adam Barnes all the way out on this forecourt. So they're going to get Speakman as the guilty party. His first, team second. Yeah, Wagner was coming up the floor. I don't know if I said that well, and I think it was Dennis White that kind of gestured like he had taken a shot to the mouth as Wagner was trying to get by him out on that in space against some pressure. Wagner puts the first one in. He's got a 3 and a free throw, 4 points in this game, and the lead is up to 15 with 7:10 to play in the half. Second one for Wagner, sights it, shoots it, and he hits. Jordan Wagner with 5. Cruisers now are 3 of 3 at the stripe, and Wagner just hit 2 there. Made 2, 5 of 5 at the stripe. Thank you. Extends the advantage to 16, 29-13. About a minute in to this second quarter, thank you, on Friday Night Hoops, presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. Trey Robinson had a toe over the line there, but any no over and back, because you have to bring all 3 things across before you have made it into the front court. And Dunleavy, his second jump shot, he has 5. So a player can come up to the timeline, have both feet over that line, and as long as the basketball is still behind the timeline, they have not established possession or position in that front court. And so if they then take those feet and put them behind the timeline, although every fan in this gym would get restless and start yelling, that would not be an over and back. Turnaround, no good. A tip, no good by Nacone on the run. Or make that sigh, I beg your pardon, and a rebound for the Cruisers, who lead by 14. Wagner faces and fires and hits. And Zach Olson wants to talk about it. It's a Kessler Heating and Cooling three-pointer, and Jordan Wagner has 8 points in this first half. He and Tyreek Ruffin, 20 of Groveport Madison's first 32 points in this game. It is a Crumble Cookie Indians timeout. It's a full timeout. Crumble Cookie open 6 days a week till 10 p.m. They feature the world's best desserts. Visit crumblecookies with an S.com. Thanks to Ireland Spa, Ron and Beth Ireland and the team at Ireland Spa, ready to help you relax, refresh, renew. Named a top 5 hair salon and a top 5 spa in Columbus. Hair colors, massages, cuts, nail services, skin care, and much more. Locations in Canal, Winchester, on Winchester Cemetery Road, and on Hubbard Road in Lancaster. IrelandSpa.com. Jersey Mike's in Canal, Winchester is the official sub shop of the Groveport Sports Network. Remember, Jersey Mike's catering for your next next big game day event. They'll give you subs by the box, subs by the bag, or even personal box lunches. Jersey Mike's in Canal, 6352 Gender Road. Call them at 828-8399. And Winchester Farm at Smith Farm Market was closed for a little bit, but they are reopening back up in the next week. And 22 different types of fresh baked and cream pies, local meats, Amish cheeses, local honey. Visit WittenFarm.com to learn a lot more. 32-15. Side tried to attack, and one of the cruisers down there, that may have been Wagner, playing with two, walled up pretty well. Wagner, a little hesitation, took it right to Cy and took it right to his chest and put it in. Well, that may be the strongest move that the strongest player on this team has made all season. Abu Cy, a big man himself, and took it right into his chest. 34-15. This is a 19-point game as Dunn lost the basketball. Cruisers looking to push. Ruffin may have walked in transition, no, but a late foul is going to be called on Abu Cy, and Tyreek is going to go to the line and get two. Abu Cy picks up his first, and 2 free throws coming up for Ruffin. I thought Ruffin took a step there as he caught the basketball and got ready to put it on the floor. That's a hard play for an official. Got officials sprinting back in transition. They're just trying to get to the right spot defensively and or in their spots in their rotation, and I think it's an easy spot sometimes for a player to get away with a walk. Tyreek Ruffin, 75% on the year, 6 of 8 coming in. 75% is 6th best on this team. Shot him at a 69% clip a year ago, missed the second, and Hemphill an offensive rebound, and he put it in. So Marcus Hemphill with a half dozen, and the lead over 20 for the first time. It's 21, 36-15. With 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Dangerous pass that got to Robinson. Robinson into the lane. Skips it left side. Darfus, 3 no good. And a battle underneath. Looked like they were going to call a foul there and then backed off. Chris Baker Jr. And Tyreek Ruffin just hit a Kessler heating and cooling Cruisers 3-pointer. He has 15 points in this game. Cruisers by 24. Nice backdoor by Cy. Got big, and then Cadolo blocked his shot. Lamont Hampton doesn't like the call and is arguing for a moment, still arguing for a moment, and they're going to get the foul on Cadolo. The last couple possessions, I have seen the Cruisers play a lot better defensively around the rim. Instead of taking the bait and jumping, Cadolo maybe jumped a little bit, but really kind of held his ground too. But thought early on here, everybody trying to be a shot blocker, and now everybody's settling in and realizing that if you just play straight up and don't jump, that you don't get called for fouls. 39-16. Second one is good again. So 4 of 5 are the Indians. Abu Cy hits 2. He's got 4 points in this first half. He's the most physical player, toughest player on this team, according to Zach Olson. First year full-fledged varsity. Played JV last year, but started dressing a little bit with the varsity in mid-January. Underneath Cadolo, had trouble grabbing it, and by the time he did, he had dribbled the basketball on that baseline, and Tyrone Shepard right on top of it. So a turnover back to Canal. Cruisers play tomorrow night at Ohio Dominican in a shot clock event, 6-1-4 shot clock event. 19 games over 3 days where they're going to test the shot clock in a walk by Dennis White. But the reason he walked is he was bumped first, and the bump coming out of the hand or from the forearm of Tyreek Ruffin, who picks up his first, team second. 7 games tomorrow at Ohio Dominican, 7 on Sunday. They'll play 5 on Martin Luther King Day. Underneath Dunn, beautiful step through, and Kofi still blocked his shot. Taken away by the Cruisers. Up 22, under 4 minutes to play, and Ruffin on the run, missed one up close. Long outlet to Dunn, leaking as his buddy Ty Simpson chasing, and he's still able to put it in. Only the second field goal for Elijah Dunn. He's got 4. One of his best buddies from his days here. Ty Simpson closing quickly. 20-point game. Boy, the next 3.5 minutes, ginormous if you bleed maroon and white. Right side, Ruffin just hit another one. He's got 18 points in this first half. His career high is 24 on a couple of different occasions. A Kessler heating and cooling three-pointer, and this is back up to a 23-point game. During 3 minutes to play, Ruffin, he's human, missed it there, and Darfus had the inside position. And Zach Olson barking a little bit, wanted to make sure that loose ball foul was going to be called, and it will be. And they'll charge it here on Ty Simpson, who picks up his first, team third, with exactly 3 minutes to play. Coming up at halftime, the halftime reports and the halftime stats. The Texas Roadhouse halftime stats will give you scoring numbers, will give you standings in the OCC Buckeye, tell you what's going on around the rest of the division. 6 of the 8 teams playing league games. Pick Central is off tonight, and Reynoldsburg is playing in Kettering. They're tipping off in about 3 minutes against Spire Academy. Simpson stepped into a 3, no good, and they're going to get a loose ball foul here, I think, on Tro Glenn, and it will be number 3. So 2:31 to play in this opening half, and Tro Glenn has just picked up his third personal foul. Kind of interesting that he was even in the basketball game in a 23-point game playing with 2 fouls. And he is not coming out of this basketball game right now. Cruisers are going to go back to this 1-2-2 as Lamont Hampton tries something out. They have played a 1-3-1 this season in the half court, but 1-2-2 here. Cadolo and Hemphill underneath it. Darfus, a right baseline to left baseline pass around the perimeter. Back to Darfus. His 3 blocked by Cadolo, and a late foul is going to be called by Chris Baker Jr. And boy, I tell you what, if I am Lamont Hampton, I am asking exactly why that Adam Barnes was 5 feet away from that play and didn't call it, and Chris Baker Jr. at the left forecourt 35 feet away did. Either way, they're going to call it on Hemphill, and it should be a 3-point opportunity in terms of the free throws, and the first one is no good. Isaiah Darfus, 55% on the year, but boy, did he hit 2 big ones with 18.5 to play against Lancaster on Tuesday night. It was a 34-33 game at that point, and made 2 ginormous free throws that took it to 3. Third one is no good. Hemphill the rebound. So he hits 1 out of 3. Darfus with his first point in this game. 22-point game into the lane. Simpson over to Tro Glenn. Down low to Ruffin. Darfus left his feet and lived to talk about it. Boy, very fortunate he did not pick up another foul. It would be his third. Right side, it's Darfus here. Yeah, left his feet, and there was some contact. The officials let him play. 42-20. Elijah Dunn on that right wing. Back out to Dunleavy. Got a pretty good look, and he dropped it in. It's a Kessler heating and cooling 3-pointer, and Caden Dunleavy has already exceeded his average. Came in averaging 7.6 a game and has been huge on a night when Elijah Dunn has 4 and Isaiah Darfus has only had 1. They're still down 19, but boy, they have needed his 8 tonight from one of those off-guard spots. Underneath Cadolo, Costello put it up strong, no good. Troglen, an offensive rebound. Well, I like Troglen around the rim. He spends a lot of time in sets on the perimeter, but he's big, he's smart, he's physical. It's going to be a problem to deal with if he gets just opportunities around that rim. 44-23, under a minute to play in the half. Left side, Dennis White. His jumper never got there. Taken away by Hemphill. Hemphill to the other end. Put it up, no. But a foul, and Marcus Hemphill is going to go to the line and get two. And Isaiah Darfish just picked up his third foul. And really, at this point, you got to play him, right? You're down 21 points. It was kind of my point at the end of the first quarter that if Lamont Hampton wanted to, he could sit Jordan Wagner, he could sit Troglen the entire second quarter. But, man, when you're down 21 points, you got to go with the best of the best and take a shot here. We're going to get our first look at Tate Taylor, big 6'8 junior center that was recently cleared academically from the state of Indiana. Had 5 points in his first varsity game on Tuesday night at Logan. 2 free throws missed, so the lead stays at 21 as we hit a half minute to play. Dunn working against the pit bull is what they call him, Braylon Abbott. Abbott now trying to be difficult against Dunn. Dunn went to the lane, no, but he took it strong, and he'll go to the line and get two. Like Elijah Dunn, a shark smelling blood right there, as he felt like he had an opportunity against Braylon Abbott to possibly exploit him getting to the rim, and went right to the rack. Elijah Dunn, a couple of free throws here. 4 points in this game. First one, nothing but net. Indians now 6 of 9 at the stripe, 67%. Dunn is their team leader at the stripe, 17 of 25 coming in for 68%. Second team in the league a year ago. Sights it, shoots it, no good. And an offensive rebound to Abu Sai. Cruisers playing without Codolo here at the end. And Dunleavy got a little bit of space. His three no good. And they're going to get a push, something illegal. And I think it was Abu Sai. Dunleavy was down there as well. And we're going to go to the other end and shoot free throws. And it is going to be on Abu Sai. Sai, it's his second. And the team over the limit. So with 11.2 to play, it'll be Tate Taylor that will go to the other end and shoot 2 free throws. 20-point game, 44-24. Halftime report is coming up. We'll take a look at tonight's Texas Roadhouse halftime stats. Tate Taylor bends the knees. First one is up and in. Cruisers now unofficially with free throws 12 and 13. I've got him 6 of 12 at the stripe, make it 6 of 13 as Tate Taylor makes 1 of 2. 45-24, 5 seconds to play. Robinson, no, but they're going to say he was fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot 2. See who they charge this one to. It'll get charged to number 30, but it'll be charged to Tate Taylor. So a foul and a point for Tate Taylor in limited minutes here. And Trey Robinson, the 6-foot junior guard, 4.0 student, will bend the knees, and the first one is no good. Free throws 11 and 12 for the Indians. Second one for Trey Robinson. Norm Robinson, the third, goes by Trey. Second one is no good again. This lead stays at 21. Ruffin had it, lost it. Taylor picks it up, and he'll just hold it till that halftime horn. So we head to the half. The Cruisers put 26 on the board in the first half. They put 17 on the board in the second, and the Cruisers' lead at the intermission is 21, 45-24 as we head to halftime. They're going to play a crumble cookie speedball contest out here. Got a contestant from Groveport, Madison, and a contestant from Canal, Winchester. And the winner is going to get 6 crumble cookies. And the loser still going to get some crumble cookies. And they've got to make a layup, a free throw, and a three-pointer. And I'm not sure you can see any of it on your screen right now. So they'll do that. We'll take a break, pay some bills, and we'll have the halftime report coming up for you next here on the Groveport Sports Network.
Our mission is one of hope. Since 1896, every day of every year, Volunteers of America has been feeding the elderly, helping troubled youth, sheltering the homeless, and restoring hope to more than 1 million people a year. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-899-0089 or visit volunteersofamerica.org.
Ready?
No. Your body's been ready for quite some time.
Ready?
But not your mind. You have lots to do before you have a baby. But don't forget to take folic acid today and every day to prevent birth defects one special day. So when all of you is ready, that baby of yours will be ready to take on the world. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Ready?
Not
Ready.
Dottie Bryant, veteran truck driver and member of America's Road Team on Driving Tired.
I've covered more than 2 million accident-free miles, but I've seen more accidents than I care to. They're senseless crashes caused by drivers who fell asleep at the wheel. I see vehicles at night and they're weaving from lane to lane, sometimes clear off the road. I wish I could tell these drivers to stop, take a nap, or at least get a cup of coffee. It could save their lives. I never drive tired, ever.
A wake-up call for all drivers from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Associations.
They won't tell you it's because you're black. Honey, I have some bad news. They rejected our offer on the house.
Why?
Who knows? Our agent said it was a real good offer, but the owners wouldn't even counter it.
Do you think it's because we're black, trying to move into a white neighborhood?
I don't know. Maybe we should call Fair Housing and find out.
Denying you the right to buy a home in the neighborhood of your choice is unfair and illegal. Call HUD at 1-800-669-9777. Fair Housing is the law.
Your neighbors are going to be there. Friends you haven't seen in years. It's America's biggest event, and people keep coming back for more year after year because they walk out feeling so good, so satisfied. And that's what this event is all about, feeling good about yourself. No, it's not a rock concert. It's bigger, and it's free, so don't miss out. On November 5th, step right up to your local voting booth and vote for your candidate, vote for your country, but most of all, vote for yourself. Sponsored by the Ad Council.
Hey, tell me what kind of things you want to do this summer.
This is...
Well, back here at halftime, congratulations to Drayden Soul from Canal, Winchester. Just played speedball courtesy of Crumble Cookie. Had to make a layup, a free throw, and a three-pointer in that order. Had a contestant from Groveport, Madison, and a contestant from Canal, Winchester. And on this night, in that contest, the Indians win. And Drayden Soul brings up 6 Crumble cookies to his family. And the Groveport, Madison contestant does not leave empty-handed either. Big thank you to Kia Germany and the rest of the team at Crumble Cookie for sponsoring that fun halftime contest. We'll do that again on February the 3rd when the Raiders come to town. We'll do it in the New Albany game on Saturday, February 14th as well. Time for us to take a look at tonight's Texas Roadhouse first half stats. The Reynoldsburg Texas Roadhouse puts the fun back into fundraising. If your school or organization would like more information how to raise money, contact Gwen at 149marketing at texasroadhouse.com. That website, or that email, I should say again, is 149marketing at texasroadhouse.com. And we take a look at some of the scoring numbers in this first half, and we'll start with the team on top on the scoreboard that has put 45 points on the board in a half. Groveport Madison, Tyreek Ruffin, 12 at the end of one, has 18 points here at the intermission. 18 of Groveport's 45 points. And I'm looking at my notes here just to make sure that is a career high. I've got 24 as a career high. In a couple of games, 24 had 10 rebounds against Taze Valley on December 17th of this year and had 24 points, including 13 in the fourth quarter in one of those wins against Pickerington Central, a road win. Last year, they played that game on a Thursday night, January the 9th. The Buckeyes were in a playoff game on Friday. Nobody wanted to compete with the Buckeyes, so they moved it to a Thursday night, and Ruffin well on his way to possibly setting a new career high and is getting closer and closer to 1,000 career points as well. The number coming in to this year was 288 is what he needed to reach that 1,000 point plateau. So he has 18 points. Jordan Wagner has 10 and really sat about the second half of that second quarter with 2 personal fouls. So they account for 28 of Groveport Madison's 45 points. They get 6 from Tro Glenn, who was active early, active around the rim, did hit a 3-pointer as well. Ty Simpson has 2, Kofi Cadolo has 2, and Tate Taylor has 1. Marcus Hemphill has 6 points in this first half as well. Unofficially, we have the Cruisers 6 of 13 at the charity stripe tonight for 46%. We look at the Indians, Texas Roadhouse, first half stats, 6 different players scored, and boy, Caden Dunleavy has been feeling it in this first half. He's got 8. Remember, he had 11 in the second half last year in the second meeting. 11 of his 17 in the second half when he kept the Indians close, and they have needed him tonight because they've only got 4 in the first half from Dunn. They've only got 4 in the first half. Well, they got 4 in the first half from Cy coming off the bench. Trey Robinson has 4, 2 from Dennis White, who comes in averaging 10.5, and Isaiah Darfus, who came in averaging 14.6 a game, has been held to only 1 point in this first half. The Indians unofficially 6 of 12 at the stripe for only 50%. Cruisers 26 points in the opening quarter. They led 26-13 at the end of one. They outscored Canal Winchester 17-11 in the second, and it gets us to our halftime score of Groveport Madison 45 and Canal Winchester 24. Those are tonight's Texas Roadhouse first half stats. Maybe you're looking for a unique way to promote your business. Put your business logo on Texas Roadhouse gift cards for free. Stop in the Reynoldsburg Texas Roadhouse, see Brian Agee, and learn how you can get some Texas Roadhouse gift cards that have your logo on them and get some free advertising with Texas Roadhouse. So those are some of the numbers that matter here at the intermission. Start your day tomorrow morning with breakfast at Chick-fil-A. We want to push you towards a couple of locations, the East Broad Street location and the one on Route 256 in Reynoldsburg. And we say thanks to those 2 locations. How about a delicious chicken, bacon, or sausage biscuit and hash browns to get your day off on the right foot? Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of Central Ohio high school sports. Magic Mountain Family Fun Center's birthday party packages include entertainment, food, and fun for all ages. Visit MagicMountainFunCenter.com for more details. Magic Mountain Family Fun Centers, where you bring the family and we bring the fun. We also say thanks tonight to Skyline Chili. Stop by and enjoy a slice of the cheesecake of the month, the chocolate tuxedo cheesecake. It's made with layers of moist fudge cake, rich chocolate cheesecake, and vanilla mousse baked on a chocolate crumb with dark chocolate ganache. The chocolate tuxedo cheesecake is available for a limited time at Skyline Chili in Canal Winchester. Thank you, Evan and Chloe. I think before I read that script, I have never used the word ganache in the 51 years that the good Lord has allowed me to be alive on this earth, and I may never use the word ganache ever again. But it sounds delicious, and you could stop by and should stop by the Canal Winchester Skyline and try some ganache as part of the Black Tuxedo cheesecake available in this month at Skyline Chili in Canal Winchester. Next broadcast Tuesday night, the undefeated Newark Wild Bobcats, who put a, how do you want to say it kindly, they put a whooping on Reynoldsburg on Tuesday night, beat them badly. They are undefeated in the league. They're undefeated overall. They're the number 2 ranked team in the state. We'll have that game for you. Games tonight in the OCC Buckeye, Canal Winchester here at Groveport, Madison, Newark at Lancaster, Taze Valley at Logan. It was supposed to be a Pick Central at Reynoldsburg night, but they moved that game about a week and a half ago. They played it as the Raiders down at the Fly Into the Hoop event in Kettering, taking on Spire Academy. Underway here in the third quarter, and you folks in Indian country bleeding maroon and white. Boy, the next 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes, going to be critical. This isn't a 10-point game or an 8-point game or a 12. This is a 21-point basketball game, and now 23 as Ruffin got loose, and he has 20 points in this basketball game. 47-24, lead up to 23, and the Indians come up empty up close. Cruisers have led by as many as 24. Left side, Glenn, his 3, side of the iron, no good. Cadolo had his hands on it, but Elijah Dunn took it away. Dunn, they're going to let him pound that dribble again. I thought he dribbled before he picked it up. Some officials call that, some don't. Darfus, 10-footer, make it about a 12-footer, came up short. Hemphill, the rebound, drops it off underneath to Cadolo. That's absolutely gorgeous. Good 2-man game. You got a 4-man and a 5-man out on the run in transition. Hemphill the assist. Kofi Cadolo with his second field goal, and it takes the advantage up to 25. It's the biggest lead of this game. Little runner at the other end. A Mark Price runner from Dennis White is right there. Dennis with 4. Lead back to or down to 23, 49-26. About a minute and a half in from here at Cruiser Arena. First meeting between these two teams. I think the magic number, they'll play again on February 20th at Canal. White just took it away. Elijah Dunn, 2 at the other end. Cruisers have had their struggles taking care of the basketballs. One thing we asked Zach Olson, and obviously they're going to have to dial up some more pressure here and extend a little bit, but Cruisers have had games with 24 and 29 turnovers in recent days as Tyreek Ruffin, again, just too strong around the rim. Boy, 22 points tonight for Ruffin. 51-28. Handoff here to Dennis White. Ty Simpson starts his second half. No Jordan Wagner. Now he's coming off the bench. Has Hemphill to the other end. That's a Kessler heating and cooling. Cruiser slam dunk as Marcus Hemphill takes it to the rack with some velocity. Indians come up empty. Cruisers lead is 25. Marcus Hemphill head at the rim is how we like to describe it. Ty Simpson lost it, ends up in the hands of Cadolo. Back to Simpson, who relocates. His 3 no good, and a defensive rebound to Isaiah Darfus. Darfus will bring it up to Dennis White. White to the right side, and Dunleavy thought about a 3. Instead, a 17-footer is no good, and a rebound to Groveport Madison. 53-28 with 13 minutes to play in this basketball game. Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. Big thank you to that outstanding team, and a 5-second violation, no. Lamont Hampton calls a crumble cookie timeout before that 5-second violation. It is Friday Night Hoops. It is presented by First Service Federal Credit Union, the dedicated and friendly staff serving your community since 1956 to help you meet your everyday banking and long-term goals. Switch for the savings, stay for the service. Learn more at firstcu.com. Eddie's Chicken and Waffles, where you can enjoy breakfast all day, every day. No Bixby in Columbus. Visit eddieschickenandwaffles.com. Logan Marburger is tonight's official game sponsor, and he is tonight's realtor of the game. Logan Marburger with RE/MAX One. He's a lot more than just transactions. He wants to earn your trust, create lasting relationships, and help individuals and families in this community achieve their dreams. He brings energy, enthusiasm, and results. You can call him at 531-4448 or online. You can reach him at logan-marburger.remax.com. Again, stick around tonight, tomorrow morning, the Bexley Car Care play of the game expert auto repair that you can trust. Mike Kimbler and Bexley Car Care, licensed and certified to handle all of your automotive needs. Right side Wagner is no good. Bexley Car Care, again, the exclusive sponsor of tonight's Bexley Car Care play of the game. Codolo with his second field goal in the half. He's got a half dozen. Lead now is 27, and beginning to test my math as Dennis White's three grazed the front of the rim and is no good. Boy, watching NFL this weekend. How about Jersey Mike's, the official sub shop of the Groveport Sports Network? High-quality meats and cheeses sliced fresh in front of you. Fresh baked bread, authentic taste served Mike's way. Visit the brand new Jersey Mike's location in Canal, Winchester. They are a proud supporter of Central Ohio high school sports and Indians and Cruisers athletics. Darfus, right baseline. Robinson shows three as Hemphill took the bait, got space, could not put it in, and it goes out of bounds off of Darfus, and it'll go back to Groveport Madison. Ruffin will sit down as back in for Groveport Madison was Jordan Wagner back in for the Cruisers. 55-48. Cruisers play tomorrow night at Ohio Dominican against Afrocentric Indians to deal with Reynoldsburg on Tuesday night. Codolo underneath Simpson. And that's going to hurt somebody as they block that one with some velocity out of bounds. So the Cruisers will bring it in with 11 minutes and 45 seconds to play in this game. 3 minutes and 45 to play in the quarter. Little catch and shoot for Wagner, no good. And Simpson on that backside keeps it alive with an offensive rebound. Passes out of a double team. This is Wagner against Trey Robinson. His pass taken away, done to the other end, and a foul on Jordan Wagner. And well, that one's a little bit questionable, but we'll see if they give him free throws here. Third on Wagner, first on the team, first foul of this half for either team with 3:31 to play, and they are going to say that Elijah Dunn had begun the process of shooting the basketball. So the OAC basketball prospect puts the first one up and in. Getting interest from a lot of those teams in the OAC. Better decision making, better ball handling, according to Zach Olson when he talked about Elijah Dunn this season. And he has said for 3 years, rock solid in his approach. Here's another compliment that the 6-year head coach, pride of New Philadelphia, Ohio, right off of I-77 down in that New Philly Dover area. Wife a teacher, now in the district as well. They met when he was over at Newark, and she had been traveling to Newark still the last couple of years, but finally got a gig in Canal, Winchester. They have settled in Indian country, a home in the area. A couple of young kids, future hoopsters, as Darfus no good. Abu Sai double teamed underneath there, kicks it out to Nacone. The lefty thought about a three, and instead will go to Sai. Right side to Darfus on a skip pass. Looking for some help. They doubled him on the spin, taken away by Simpson, and he was blocked at the other end by Elijah Dunn. Dunn still fighting, and they're going to get a loose ball foul on Kofi Codolo. Boy, if Dick Vitale was doing this game, he'd be screaming to Ty Simpson to give that basketball up. If he dumps that off to Codolo, he is going to get all over the rim. Dickie V back in his glory days. I can hear him. Give it up! Give it up! And instead shot it, and his shot blocked did Ty Simpson. 55-30. Turnover, or the ball back to Canal, Winchester. There's a story I was telling, but after that Vitale impersonation, I totally lost my train of thought. 2.5 to play. Dunn firing from that right wing, no good, and a flat-footed rebound on that backside to Tyreek Ruffin with 22. This would match a career high, no good. Offensive rebound Simpson, but an interior pass is deflected and taken away by Dennis White. Nearing 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Darfus steps into a three. Got a best look of the night for him, no good. And Abu Sai, an offensive rebound. Dunn, a fresh possession, no good. And another deflection. Keeps it alive by Sai. Indians still fighting as Dennis White spins to the rim and puts it in for two. It was something about Elijah Dunn, but got no idea where I was going with that. That Vitale impersonation ruined everything. 55-32 as Ruffin, no good. Double pumped on that left side, and it's taken away by the Indians. Nacone, right side, it's Dunn into the lane. Double pumped. How did he put that one in? The magician, Elijah Dunn, points 9 and 10 in the midst of a double team, and they're going to get the foul on number 12, Jamal Cox, picked up his first and the team third. Ty Cooper has checked in, 6-foot senior guard, and Elijah Dunn going to go to the line with free throw number 15 for the Cruisers, for the Indians. I beg your pardon. Elijah Dunn, 68% on the year, sights it, shoots it, and hits. So Dunn, team high honors with 11. Indians 9 of 15 at the stripe for 60%. 20-point basketball game, 55-35. Ruffin into the lane, goes backdoor, does Ty Cooper, lost the basketball, picked it up, good interior pass underneath to Hemphill, who lost it going up, ball loose, and taken to make that Shepard, not Hemphill, and I think they're going to get a loose ball foul after he lost it on Melvin Shepard. Shepard's older sister, Zay Shepard, just scored her 1,000th career point about a week or two ago. Melvin Shepard, a guy they are really excited about, missed a couple of games in mid-January, or mid-December, I should say, with some knee issues. Started around the Gahanna game, missed a couple of weeks, and is now kind of fully healthy, and I'm just trying to fight for minutes here. 55-35. They're going to skip it here to Nacone. Nacone working, now to side, 45 seconds to play. And there's a lot of contact up there. Boy, Chris Baker Jr., I'm not sure what he's waiting on there. That was a forearm to the head, and he let it go, let about 2 dribbles go before he finally realized maybe I should call this. Foul was on Shepard, who picks up a quick number 2. Cruisers are over the limit. Indians have not committed a foul in this third quarter, and Elijah Dunn, maybe the best offense, a chance to get some with the clock stopped and nobody in his face. First one is up and in. 7 in the quarter for Elijah Dunn, 12 in the game. 19-point game with 40.7 to play in this third quarter. Indians would love a 5-0 run here to end the quarter and at least make it interesting. Second one is good, so give Elijah Dunn 13, and it is an 18-point game. Ruffin going to bring it up against senior Donovan Nacone. Cox out there, right wing. It's Hemphill. Hemphill into the lane. Ty Cooper, left baseline. Fired at 3, side of the rim, no good. Ruffin got an offensive rebound and double pumped again. Tyreek has matched a career high. He's got 24 points in this game. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Dennis White working against Cox, and a foul out there. There's a ton of contact there. Boy, Zach Olson, kind of a gentleman right there. I don't know how that was not called as a foul. You cannot displace the offensive player. I think when I got lost was when I was telling you that Mrs. Olson, now teaching in the area, teaching at Canal Winchester, after years at Newark Wilson Middle School, and a couple of little dudes talking about want to give them love. Grady, 2.5, and Hayes, born on November 20th of 2024. First one for Elijah Dunn is up and in. Always got to give the kids some love. Grady Hayes has no idea what's going on, but Grady might. 57-38. Future Hoopsters. Second one is no good. Rebound by Hemphill. Dangerous outlet. Ruffin from 3/4 court, and it hit the net, but not the rim. That's maybe the first time he's shown he's human tonight. Tyreek Ruffin putting on a show. He has matched a career high with 24 points in this game through 3 quarters. And Groveport Madison, 57-38 at the end of 3. Indians actually won that quarter. Won that quarter, Rick Cooper testing math right now. Won it 14-12 to cut it to a 19-point game at the end of 3. It is Friday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by First Service Federal Credit Union. We say thanks to First Service Federal Credit Union. They have been our title sponsor all season long. They have checking options with built-in warranties, cell phone protection, cash rewards, dividends, and the list goes on. The Platinum and First Choice VIP options can't be beat. Call them at 836-0100 or visit firstcu.com. Every three-pointer and slam dunk tonight is a Kessler Heating and Cooling three-pointer or slam dunk, whether commercial or residential. Count on the team at Kessler Heating and Cooling, Basil, Western Road, and Canal. Visit KesslerHeating.com to learn more. And we say thanks again to Flyers Pizza and Subs, where they are looking not only for the best pizza, they've got it, but they're looking for career-minded individuals that are willing to serve that pizza, passionate about pizza and people. Named one of America's premier independent pizzerias. Join the team at Flyers in Groveport or any of their 9 Central Ohio locations. You can apply right on their website, flyers.com/jobs. Underneath Hemphill, took it at Darfus. The basket is good, and he was fouled. Well, I don't like that call either. And we're going to be fair. It's FlyersPizza.com, by the way, if you apply. And I agree with Isaiah Darfus, who has his hands in the air, kind of saying, I was in a legal guarding position there. Thought he walled up, played straight up, and I thought Hemphill didn't do anything illegal, Marcus Hemphill, but it should have been a made basket and play it at the other end. And instead, they gave him an and one opportunity, and Hemphill puts it in. Marcus now, I believe, with 11. See if I can add this up real quick and make sure. Nope, we'll give him 13. Nope, yeah, 13. Left side, now top of the key. It's Darfus who hit a long 2. Isaiah Darfus with points 2 and 3. 60-40. 20-point game. This has been a little bit anticlimactic as some of the Indians fans beginning to head to the exits. Underneath Codolo against Darfus. Little turnaround is nicely done. I like the control of Kofi Codolo on that little turnaround there, and that one stolen away in transition by, you guessed it, Tyreek Ruffin. Wagner wants it. He's wide open. Left side 3 is right there. Jordan Wagner with a Kessler Heating and Cooling three-pointer. And now what, Coop? A technical foul maybe? Wagner maybe for taunting after he made the 3. Some sort of gesture at the defensive player. The Kessler Heating and Cooling three-pointer will count. And they're going to get Wagner for some sort of gesture. And you know what? I don't even want to go there, because I will tell you, I don't care who's wearing what. And I'm saying maroon and white, red, white, and black, whatever it is. I'm just going to show how old school Rick Cooper is. Man, I'm a Barry Sanders guy. Get in the end zone, score the touchdown, hand the ball to the official, and act like you've been there before. And I'm not into this dancing and showing and gesturing. There's been a couple of times tonight that Wagner has done that, turning and looking at the defensive player. We didn't comment on it, but we saw it, and it should be a technical foul. It's like Dikembe Mutombo. You go back old school NBA. He could finger wave after a block shot, but you couldn't do it looking at the guy whose shot you just blocked. And because at some point, all it's going to do is incite guys to throw blows. Somebody's not going to like it. A technical foul, they split 1 of 2. But I will tell you that if somebody ever said, Rick Cooper, we want you to coach a basketball game again, and they won't, that the day that somebody starts putting gestures up when they hit three-pointers, they will come sit next to me. So I've told my son, who plays college basketball, that he makes a lot of three-pointers, and I told him, I said, if you do that, I will be asking you to come off the floor. I'm telling the coach to pull you off the floor. So, again, just act like you've been there. Barry Sanders, look him up. 65-41 with 6:45 to play. You may not agree with what I just said. That's why they pay me. They don't pay me to do this. That's right. And a foul out near the timeline on Dennis White, who looks perplexed at the call. It's his first, team first. Tro Glenn is back in for the Cruisers. He'll inbound the basketball. Just so to Ruffin on that left wing. Indians have trailed. Well, we had one tie in this game. Cruisers, I think, hit a three early, and then maybe Dunleavy matched him with a three as Hemphill just put it in and has 15 points in this game. 67-41, 6-7 is why everybody are getting restless here. Everybody having a good time with that, except my on-site producer who hates the whole thing. Little half spin by Darfus, who missed on the run. Darfus on the floor, Jeff Altman making sure he's okay. The outstanding Groveport Madison principal. Hemphill, second time he and Kofi, a little two-man game. Glenn underneath Cadolo, put it up, no. Kofi a tip, no. And Trey Robinson the rebound. It's a 3-on-2 as Elijah Dunn into double team, put it up, and he put it in again. Boy, the magic continues for Elijah Dunn around the rim. He has 13 points in the second half. Melvin Shepard is the guilty party. He's picked up his fourth. And Elijah Dunn, working on a 17-point night, is going to shoot the 22nd Canal Winchester free throw in this game. That's two tonight, where I have no idea how Elijah Dunn put that in. Young man that has a motor. I won't say he has the best motor in Central Ohio, but I will say that I have not seen anybody. He just doesn't stop. I mean, it is all the time, full time, all go 110%. And as Zach Olson said, whatever it takes. Coach Olson's called a Crumble Cookie timeout. Crumble Cookie sponsored our speedball event tonight. Crumble Cookie, the world's best desserts, and they're right around the corner in that Walmart Plaza on Gender Road. We thank him for that. We also say thanks again to Logan Marburger, tonight's realtor of the game, ready to help individuals and families in this community achieve their dreams. He brings energy, brings enthusiasm, he brings results. Visit Logan-Marburger.remax.com. He's with Remax One, and he has the experience and resources necessary whether you plan to buy or sell. Thanks to Ron and Beth Ireland and Ireland Spa. They are ready to help you relax, refresh, renew. I need a massage down at Ireland's. They do those out of their Lancaster location, named a top 5 hair salon and a top 5 spa in Columbus. Haircuts, colors, massages, nail services, hair removal, skincare, and more. Winchester Cemetery Road in Canal, Hubbard Road in Lancaster. Visit IrelandSpa.com for all of the details. And again, we say thanks to all of our sponsors, especially tonight's title sponsor, First Service Federal Credit Union. They have been serving your community since 1956. The dedicated and friendly staff will help you meet your everyday banking and long-term goals. Switch for the savings, stay for the service. Find out more. Call 836-0100 or visit firstcu.com for more details. Coming up after the game, we will select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game. We will also take a look at tonight's Buffalo Wild Wings post-game stats, and thou shalt only go to the Buffalo Wild Wings in Grove City. They are the ones that sponsor Cruisers and Indians athletics on the Groveport and Canal Winchester Sports Network. And we'll also take a look at tonight's, do a coach's interview possibly after this tonight as well. Ruffin in there, still with 24. They go to Tyreek underneath, got big and put it in with the left hand. It's a new career high for Tyreek Ruffin. So 26 tonight for Tyreek, including 18 in the first half. And a foul here at the other end. Foul is on, is that Jamal Cox? Is that right? Second on Cox, and to the line for two, and the first one is no good. Ty Cooper will check in. Tyreek Ruffin with a new career high will sit down. 23rd and 24th free throws of this game for the Indians. Dennis White working on a 6-point night, but they have done a really good job on the electric sophomore guard, wide receiver. 24-point game. Cruisers have led by 27, and Lamont Hampton wants to talk about something with 5:06 to play in this basketball game. Indians play again on Tuesday night. They have this stretch at the beginning of the year. Lancaster deals with this in the league as well, where they, thank you so much, Steve Petros and the OCC assigners, but they start the second round through the OCC. Tuesday night at home against Reynoldsburg, Friday at Pickerington Central. Cruisers have Reynoldsburg and Newark early, but they also have Lancaster and Taze Valley in that early stretch. So Cruisers tomorrow night will play Afrocentric at that 614 shot clock event. 7 games tomorrow. The Cruisers are the nightcap. Come watch some really good basketball, not just Central Ohio teams, but Cincinnati and Dayton. And my guess is it's about a $15 ticket to get in tomorrow night. Basketball starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Ohio Dominican, and then the Cruisers back in here at Cruiser Arena on Tuesday night, as they will have a chance to be the first team that knocks off the Newark Wildcats, who came into tonight a perfect 11-0 on the year. And I'm going to venture to say that they went down as good as Kent Riggs is, 504 career wins. I'm going to guess they went to 12-0 tonight. Just a hunch. You want to bet that money line? I'll give you Lancaster. I'll take Newark. 69-45. Tried to throw it underneath to the big fella, Tate Taylor. That pass deflected. Dunn in transition. His three no good. Darfus stays in there. He and Tate Taylor battling. Dunn relocates. His three. Side of the rim no good. Abusai, an offensive rebound and a late foul. And I think they're going to get Tro Glenn. Is that the call, or are they going to get Ty Cooper in the books? It is going to be Ty Cooper, and it'll be his first and the fourth on the team here in the quarter. So Indians will get free throws on everything the rest of the way in the quarter. And Sy, left side, fired a three that was no good. Came up short. Taylor had his hands on it, and a rebound to Cox. Outlet and hit in transition was Tro Glenn. Good sportsmanship there by Dennis White and Trey Robinson. Kind of dangerous as Glenn, kind of vulnerable coming down the floor. That took a pop up high from Dennis White. Says a lot about Dennis White there, the way he handled that. Immediately went and checked in on Tro Glenn and made sure he was okay. Glenn okay, but not sure if that's a little step that he likes the way he walks, or if he was a little bit shook up as he kind of hobbles to the rim. 69-45, under 5 minutes to play in this game. And that one intercepted and taken away by Dennis White. It's a 2-on-1, and White missed it up close. Rebound, Tate Taylor. Taylor's outlet pass saved by Sy. 2-on-2. Dunn going to fire a three, no good, and a late foul. This will be interesting whether this is in the act of shooting or if Tate Taylor got him after the shot. We'll see. You're going to say it's, I think it's a loose ball foul. I really do. Tate Taylor is his second. Team is over the limit. Is it a two-shot foul is the question. If it was a foul in the act of shooting, he'll get 3. And if it was a loose ball foul after the shot, then it'll be live after this. They're going to say it was still in the act of shooting. I think that's a horrendous call. I think that may be the worst call of the night. Tate Taylor may have fouled him, but Tate Taylor did not foul Elijah Dunn in the act of shooting. He fouled him after the release. The ball was done and almost trying to box him out after. That's not an easy call for the official, but was not in the act of shooting. Darfus, no. And he'll shoot 2. I tell you what, I will say this about this 3-man crew. You tell me if I'm wrong as they charge it here on number 30, and that's Tate Taylor. We have seen more officials tonight call fouls from not in their area than I have seen maybe in 34 years of doing this. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. And they've changed things a little bit. Buddy of mine's a high school official. Yeah, you have a zone, but one official, the motto is get it right. You can call that foul from another area that's not in your jurisdiction, but it's still not usually that many of them, as Ty Cooper got loose and puts in his first varsity points. 71-49, 22-point game with 3:40 to play. Darfus, left side, 3 no good. Caught by Dennis White. The athleticism of Dennis as he caught it in midair. Tate Taylor to the other end. Darfus got a piece up close. And Trey Robinson, long outlet, leaking. Others might say cherry picking. Elijah Dunn with points 21 and 22. 71-53. Ty Cooper into the lane. Beautiful pass underneath to Taylor. And they're going to say he walked with the basketball. Lamont Hampton is asking for an explanation. Is that a walk right there? In what way? He jumped, but didn't they slap the basketball? He just lost it on his own accord. Okay, if they slap it loose and then he grabs it and shoots it, totally different, but apparently just lost it on his own going up. Turnover back to the Indians. Up 18 or down 18. Sai got the step into the rim for 2. Abu Sai has brought energy tonight. He has been ready for a battle. Comes in averaging right under 5 points a game. He has a half dozen. 71-55. And what? Lamont Hampton is going to call a crumble cookie timeout. He'll call it with 2 minutes and 47 seconds to play in this game. And the Indians within 16, 71-55. Desserts made fresh daily. More than 200 flavors rotating on the menu. Pickup, delivery, and catering are all available. Crumble cookies are perfect for gifting and sharing with friends. Crumble Cookie in Canal, Winchester. Visit crumblecookies.com. I had my first bite of a crumble cookie tonight. Now, I can't eat anything for about... No, I better not go down that road. But it was delicious, I'll tell you that. Stick around after the game. The post-game show, the Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show. We'll take a look at tonight's Buffalo Wild Wings post-game stats, courtesy of Buffalo Wild Wings in Grove City. And we'll take a look and talk. We're going to talk to 2 guys tonight. We picked Tyre Simpson on... when was that? When did we do a game last? Last Friday with Pickerington Central, and he did not get out here in time. We weren't able to talk to him, so we'll put a headset on Ty Simpson tonight, but we also have to talk to a guy that sets a career high tonight, Tyreek Ruffin. So Ty and Tyreek will join us as tonight's Ohio Christian University Players of the Game. No drama tonight. We'll pick those 2 guys as they tried to go backdoor to Abbott there. You almost wonder if that was something Lamont Hampton drew up out of the timeout, because Abbott's still looking for his varsity points. I gave him some 3 games ago, but it was actually Izzy Cadolo that put it in and not Braylon Abbott. So if you're scoring at home, get that off your scorebook. That 3 went to Izzy Cadolo and not Abbott, and Dennis White continues to fight, and he puts in 2 more. Well, the Indians may not win this game, or let's say it the other way, they're not going to win this game. But one thing that has been a staple of this team, and boy, they say you take the personality of your head coach, and Zach Olson, 58 wins as a player at the Fighting Muskies, right? Second one, or the free throw is good. Dennis White exceeds his scoring average, 10.5 a game. He's got 11, but Zach Olson still coaching, still fighting, and trying to build underneath Abbott. Put it right up into the hand of Darfus, who took it away. Leaking at the other end, Dennis White, 2 more. So 13 for Dennis White. They will not go down without a fight, and Lamont Hampton has called a timeout, and Tyreek Ruffin who was doing SportsCenter interviews talking about his 26-point night. Kofi Kadolo, maybe sneakers off, I'm exaggerating, but they are checking back into this basketball game. So is Marcus Hemphill, and so the little run there for guys 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 on this Cruiser team is over, as the Indians have made this an 11-point game late in this game. We say thanks again to Flyers Pizza. They are the official pizza of the Groveport Sports Network. Call them at 830-0123 and place your order for tonight's big game. You can pick it up at Flyers convenient pickup window. Order Flyers Pizza online at flyerspizza.com. One final time, we say thanks to Eddie's Chicken and Waffles. They are the best chicken wings for your NFL parties. Boy, what do we got tomorrow? We've got the Bills and no, that's not true. That's not, my son's saying the Texans. Bills and Broncos tomorrow in Denver, and then you've got San Francisco at Seattle. Those are good football games tomorrow night. I know the Cruiser head coach Mitch Westcamp, a San Francisco 49ers fan. I love Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy represents everything good about professional football. But Coach Westcamp may be Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith style, may be gone fishing tomorrow. It may be the end of the road for the depleted Niners. 71-60, 2:10 to play. Cruisers trying to break the pressure. They do. Underneath, Kadolo put it in. It's a Kessler heating and cooling slam dunk. Kadolo took that same kind of walk that who did? Hemphill did the other night, and they rang him up for a walk. No walk here is done. No. And Hemphill, or make that Kadolo the rebound, and a jump ball is going to be called. It'll stay with the Indians. You'll watch that tape, Basketball Junkies, later, and Kofi takes a little step, a little hop before he flushes it. Marcus Hemphill did the same thing last week, and they rang him up for a walk. His step was a little bit bigger than Kadolo's, but no consistency there. I think both of them were probably walks, but it's either both a walk or no walks, and a foul out here on Marcus Hemphill, who picks up his second. Cruisers are over the limit, so the Indians here, with 1:38 to play in this game, will have a chance to take this back down to an 11-point game. It has been as many as 27. Cruisers led 3-0 earlier. Like I said, Dunleavy, I think, hit the three that tied it at 3, and the Cruisers have led the rest of the way. They scored 26 points in that opening quarter. Won the second quarter 17-11, and they have really just been kind of on cruise control since then, but the Indians rallying late. Second one is good again. Isaiah Darfus now with a 7-point night. Came in averaging 14.6 a game. 11-point game as we hit about 90 seconds to play. Tro Glenn, they wanted a walk or a double dribble, and probably had a valid point on that Canal Winchester bench. Ruffin just past that free throw line extended, and what? A Canal Winchester foul with 1:22 to play. And if you're going to play to try to win this game at this point and not just build some momentum, you're going to have to commit some fouls if the Cruisers begin to chew up clock. One thing about that event at Ohio Dominican, it's the second event this year, second of 2, where there is going to be a shot clock, 35-second shot clock in all 19 of those games at Ohio Dominican. They had a holiday hoopla in right before Christmas at the Columbus Convention Center, where they played with a shot clock as well. Hemphill tried a quick little 2-man game with Kadolo and turned it over. Stays at 11 with 1 minute to play. Dennis White underneath. Out to Robinson. Thought about a 3. Robinson lost it into the hands of Dennis White and goes out of bounds back to Groveport, Madison. So the Cruisers are going to go to 5-4. They're going to go to 4-3 in the division. They're going to end up in 4th place all by themselves, trailing Newark first, Reynoldsburg second, Pick Central third. The 3-game Canal Winchester win streak is over, and the Indians are going to drop to 5-8. They're going to go to 3-4, and some people jawing with Dennis White that are under that Cruiser basket down there. And the foul is going to be charged here to Dennis White, who picks up his third. The Indians now over the limit with 52.4 to play in this fourth quarter. 73-62. It's the closest they have been, the Indians, in a long time in this entire second half for sure. And first free throw is up and in. Cruisers shot 13 of them in the first half. These are only the second and third free throws of the second. Tyreek Ruffin, 27 and now 28 points. So a new career high for the young man that came to Groveport, Madison out of Johnson Park Middle School, a Columbus City school after the 8th grade year, as Dennis White puts in 2 more. They are all still playing hard. Canal Winchester, but I'm going to single out Dennis White as a guy that just continues to battle. And it is good to remember that out of all these guards, Jaden Jordan would be here tonight, not with the team. He'll be back on January 30th at Taze Valley. But out of all these guards tonight playing, there's only 2 sophomores out there really legitimately getting minutes. Jordan Wagner for Groveport Madison and Dennis White for Canal Winchester. So a lot of optimism out of those 2 players and what they might bring down the road. But anyway, that NFL playoffs coming tomorrow. Eddie's Chicken and Waffles. They'll give you 50 whole chicken wings for $54.99. You're going to have to call and ask for the NFL special because it is not on their menu like that. So tell them, hey, I heard you on the Groveport Sports Network. Talk to Eddie. Tell him you want the NFL special to watch the National Football League. Thanks again to Kessler Heating and Cooling. Is your system more than 15 years old? Maybe you're looking for a more efficient system. Is your equipment ready to take on this winter? Seasonal maintenance is essential for reliable and efficient operation every year. Kessler Heating and Cooling offering a furnace check special. They start at just $79. Annual service agreements are available also at Kessler Heating and Cooling. You can learn more at KesslerHeating.com. Dennis White, the foul, his 4th with 39.1 left. Both teams over the limit, so Marcus Hemphill will go to the line and get 2. But I just think it's a good sign that this young man is getting more involved. Can the Cruisers win without Marcus Hemphill? Well, they went to the regional final when he was at Bishop Hartley a year ago. But I do not like when this young man is taking 1 field goal attempt in an entire game. I think he's a difference maker and really is going to be a guy that's just going to get better. This is game number 5. Wearing the Cruiser red and white, and just looks better and better. Right side Dunn came up short. That outlet pass intercepted by Darfus off of 1 foot, hits a little 12-footer. Game may be over, but Kofi Kadolo's got to value the basketball there. No reason to hustle on that outlet. They throw it to Simpson, and it's intercepted by the wide receiver, Dennis White. 10-point game. Dunn thought about a 3 off a screen. Fires a 3 on the rim, no good. White a rebound with 5 seconds left. Darfus hoists a 3, no good. And it goes out of bounds, and the final horn goes off. It was an impressive showing for about 26 minutes. There was a clear-cut team that was the better basketball team, and I don't think Lamont Hampton necessarily going to do cartwheels about the last 6 or 8 minutes, but got everybody minutes tonight that was in uniform, and Groveport Madison wins for the 6th straight time in this series. They go to 4-3 in the OCC Buckeye, and they win tonight by the final of 76-66. Groveport Madison to 5-4. They are 4-3 in the division. The Indians drop to 5-8 and 3-4 in OCC Buckeye play. The post-game show is coming up. The Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show. We'll talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University players of the game. A couple of them coming up, putting a headset on them. We'll also take a look at tonight's Buffalo Wild Wings post-game stats and give you every number we can come up with in this game. But the number that matters is on that mini Jumbotron in the middle here at Cruiser Arena. It says Groveport Madison 76 and Canal Winchester 66. The Cruiser's a winner. We'll talk about it on the Lancaster Sporting Goods postgame show. It's coming up next. This is the Groveport Sports Network, and it's the Canal Winchester Sports Network.
all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Groveport Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Well, it is celebration time here at Cruiser Arena. Sixth consecutive win over the Indians. The Cruisers a winner 76-66 as we welcome you back to Friday Night Hoops presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. And we welcome you to the Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show. Whether you're looking for corporate apparel, uniforms, spirit wear, even a varsity jacket, let Tim Wolf and the team at Lancaster Sporting Goods customize your selection for your specific needs. 115 South Columbus Street in Lancaster. Call them at 740-756-7477 or visit lancastersg.com to learn more. Let's take a look, Ricky Cooper, at tonight's Buffalo Wild Wings post-game stats. Be sure to try the Pick 6 for $19.99 at Buffalo Wild Wings. Choose 2 appetizers, 2 entrees, 2 soft drinks, all for just $19.99. Mix and match and enjoy the Pick 6 at Buffalo Wild Wings, available in Grove City, Hilliard, and Grandview. We appreciate their generous support. We take a look at scoring numbers as we continue to celebrate here at Cruiser Arena. We start with the Indians from Canal, Winchester, who had 6 different guys score in this game. They get 22 points tonight from Elijah Dunn, 18 of them in the second half, and probably 10 or 12 of them after the outcome had been decided. But Elijah Dunn continued to battle, and that's the same story for Dennis White, and showed a ton of resiliency tonight. And for a sophomore playing his first varsity minutes, to get a little bit more confidence against these Groveport guards, he does that tonight. 2 in the first half, 13 in the second. Madison, 15 for the game. So Dunn and White, the two guys that finish in double digits. They get 8 tonight from Caden Dunleavy, who did not score in the second half. Isaiah Darfus had 9, 8 of them coming in the final 16 minutes. Half dozen for Abu Sai and 4 for Trey Robinson, which is right about his average for the 3-year starter. Unofficially, we have the Indians 16 of 33 at the charity stripe tonight for 48%. For Groveport Madison, 5, 6, 7, 8 different players scored tonight. A new career high for Tyreek Ruffin. His previous career high was 24 against Pickerington Central last year and against Taze Valley this year. Tonight he scores 28 points, 13 for Jordan Wagner, the sophomore, 10 of them in the first half. Cadolo got cooking a little bit late. I thought he played good. I don't care if Kofi scores a point, but when he did shoot it, he shot it confidently. The free throws look good on Tuesday night. He is continuing to make strides, and it's easy to forget he's a guy that was saddled on the bench, deep on the bench a year ago too. So just like Dennis White or whoever you want to fill in there, he's a guy that is just going to continue to get better, and a solid outing tonight for Kofi Cadolo. So he is the third cruiser in double digits with 10. Half dozen tonight for Tro Glenn. Got most of that early in the first quarter. They get 2 tonight for Ty Simpson. Marcus Hemphill, I beg your pardon, he also went into double digits tonight with 16 points. I think 10 of them in the second half. 16 for the game, and I'm looking at my little cheat sheet here, and that is a new career high here at Groveport. He had 15 on Tuesday night at Logan when he made 7 of 8 shots and has a new career high with the Cruisers of 16 points. As we said, Tro Glenn with 6, Ty Simpson with 2, Ty Cooper with his first varsity points finishes with 2, and Big Tate Taylor came in looking to make something happen. The big 6'8 junior who has recently joined this team. I think only his second game, right? I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Yeah, played in Logan, had 5 points and 3 rebounds late in that game, and tonight he scores on a free throw late. The Cruisers unofficially tonight's 10 of 18 at the charity stripe for 56%. They led 26-13 after 1. They win the second quarter 17-11. They led 45-24 at halftime. The Indians 14-12 in the third quarter, and the Cruisers led by 19, 57-38. Canal, again, they hung in there. They battled. They put 28 points on the board in the fourth quarter. They outscored the Cruisers 28-19, and it gets us to our final score tonight of Groveport Madison 76 and Canal Winchester 66. Cruisers, as we said, now have won for the 6th straight time. The Indians have not won in this series in 6 years, when they swept the season series back in, doing my math, the 2019-20 season. Is that what that is, Coop? Ricky Cooper, a senior that year, right? So ever since Ricky Cooper graduated from Groveport, we've had no problems with the Indians, but it was one of those Cooper boys on the roster. Really, that was a year. Is Brady Snyder still playing? No, he's gone at that point, but it's Metzler, it's Palauso, Jack Beeler, the quarterback, Avery Music, one of the guards. They were talented. That was the year they were 15-0, right? No. That was a year before. They were 15-0, but boy, a good basketball team. They've always had good coaches too, going back to Kent Riggs and then Lindell Snyder. I love Lindell Snyder. Just a good man. Like, I know Lindell Snyder is a good man. When we're doing a post-game show at Canal Winchester, and he's the guy that's got to lock the stadium, and he sits there and just patiently waits on Rick Cooper and his crew to finish up. Long-winded play-by-play guy with lots of teardown, but boy, Lindell Snyder, one of the good guys, ended up going down to Ohio U, Lancaster, and coaching a year or two there when his son Brady was down there playing. A couple other guys, one of the big guys, the brothers that played at Canal, that one. Zach Miles, right? One of the Miles boys, Zach or Andrew Miles, was on that OUL team. And so we have seen Coach Snyder around and love every minute of it. We are in the midst of the Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show. Big thank you to Tim Wolf for more than 20 years. Lancaster Sporting Goods serving teams and families all across Central Ohio, whether you're looking for corporate apparel, uniforms, spirit wear, even a varsity jacket. Let Tim Wolf and the team at Lancaster Sporting Goods customize your selection for your specific needs. Lancaster Sporting Goods, 115 South Columbus Street in Lancaster. It is Friday Night Hoops. It has been presented exclusively by First Service Federal Credit Union, serving your community since 1956. The dedicated and friendly staff will help you meet your everyday banking and long-term goals. Switch for the savings, stay for the service. Find out more by calling 836-0100 or visit firstcu.com to learn a lot more. Career high, if you're just joining us, 28 points tonight for Tyreek Ruffin, an all-league guy each of his first 3 years, 2 times first team in the league as a freshman and a junior, and an honorable mention as a sophomore, was a all-state selection this past year in basketball, and so an all-state first team in football when he was the OCC Buckeye Defensive Player of the Year. So, boy, those are Hall of Fame type numbers for Tyreek Ruffin. I have a feeling sometime down the road, many, many years from now, the phone's going to ring and it's going to be somebody, whoever the athletic director is at that point, and they're going to say, Tyreek Ruffin, we'd like you to come back on Friday, whatever it is, and come back. We want to recognize you as a Hall of Famer. These are Hall of Fame numbers. He's going to end up being 1,000-point scorer at some point, probably at Groveport, Madison, as long as he can stay healthy this year. And boy, just what he did on the football field this past year, kind of unheard of. I'm looking at some of his numbers: 3 fumble recoveries, 2 defensive touchdowns, 80 tackles was a team high, 4 interceptions was a team high, forced 2 fumbles. A young man that did a little bit of everything, but had about 105 or 107-yard interception return. Was that against Canal, Winchester in the last game of the year? I want to say it was, last regular season game. So young man that affected the game in a lot of ways, and probably just his work on the football field is in some ways Hall of Fame worthy, but to do what he's done on the basketball court, and what I love about Tyreek Ruffin is the humility with which he does it. We'll bring him up here tonight, and just an unassuming young man that doesn't say, look at me, very often on the basketball court. He just shuts up and plays, and he's a pretty good basketball player and a pretty good leader for this basketball program. So we'll take our final timeout and tell you a little bit more about Ohio Christian University, and hopefully get a chance to talk to a young man with a career high 28. We'll do it after this final timeout here on the Groveport Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order right in front of you. Watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, and happy claps.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Cruiser Arena, it's a final tonight. The Cruiser's a winner. They win 76-66. They go to 5-4 on the year. They are now 4-1 in this building. And Cruiser Arena, their only blemish to this point, that loss to Pickerington Central. They were 9-3 in this building a year ago, so they are 13-4 in this building in their last 17 games, and really jumped on the Indians out of the gate. And that's a key. That's a key to any coach, any night, but really in a rivalry night, got out of the gate quickly and did a good job. And they go to 5-4 on the year. The Indians rallied late, rallied from a 27-point hole, cut it down to 10 at the end, kind of forced Lamont Hampton to bring some of the backups in, and they brought some of had to bring some of the starters back in after Canal fought their way back and made it a little bit too close for comfort for Coach Hamp and his coaching staff. So Indians are back in action on Tuesday night when they host Reynoldsburg. They go pick Central on Friday night on the road, and then back on the road a Tuesday night, whatever that date is. Tuesday the, help me out, Rick Cooper, Tuesday the 27th. They go to Central Crossing. Cruisers tomorrow night against Afrocentric at ODU in a 35-second shot clock game, seventh and final game of the night in that event. It's a 3-day event, 7 games this tomorrow, 7 on Sunday, 5 on Martin Luther King Day, and it's a lot of good basketball. There are some really good teams. They're just trying to get as many teams to try this shot clock out as possible, and really their hope to implement it the next couple of years, and really the key to maybe getting coaches to vote for it is for this event to go well tomorrow. Newark is here on Tuesday. They go to Lancaster on Friday. They do not have a game right now on that Tuesday the 27th. That is an open date, and so they would play Friday the 23rd at Lancaster and then Friday the 30th at Tees Valley. There is a chance, Coach Hamp told us, they may be adding a game against Harvest Prep on Saturday, January the 31st. That is pending. Remember that Taft High School game at the All-Ohio Classic played about 5 minutes and did not happen, did not count as a game, and so they've got a game left on the schedule, only 21 games right now, and could add a game, and Harvest Prep at least somebody that they might be able to add. It's time for us to select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University players of the game. At OCU, they believe students are called to be oaks of righteousness, deeply rooted in Christ, standing strong in purpose, flourishing in community, and at OCU you'll always be known as a scholar with professors who care about your goals, known as a leader shaped through their leadership roundtable training, and known as a friend in a community that celebrates you. Come experience what it means to be rooted, nurtured, and known. Visit ohiochristian.edu/preview and see how OCU can help you grow into the oak that God has called you to be. And Tyreek Ruffin, an oak tonight. You're an oak every night, but what a night tonight. I don't know where to start. I got to ask, when do you know, man, I'm feeling good tonight? Like I'm shooting the ball well. I could get hot tonight and do something special. Did that happen in warm-ups? Did you feel good today? Did you get a nap after school? What got into you tonight? But seriously, did you have a feeling tonight you were shooting the ball better than maybe other nights?
Yeah, I was in warm-ups and all my shots were just dropping, so I'm like, tonight gonna be a good night.
It's gonna be and it was a good night. It's a career high, I think. 24 was what we had. Does that sound right to you? I've got 24 against Pick Central last year, 24 this year against Taze maybe in the first meeting, so 28 tonight. And man, you're closing in. I don't want to say it's closing in, but if continue maybe 1,000-point scorer. So it it was fun to watch tonight. You and Wagner got going early and kind of jumped out of the gate, and just thoughts on how important it was. I know it's always important, Tyreek, but really in a rivalry game with a good crowd here, you really pounced on them pretty early tonight.
Yes, sir. Just trying to get my teammates available before I get going, because I always know it's always going to be an extra guy helping on me.
Well, you didn't do that tonight, though. You did get your teammates. You're unselfish, but that's a little bit of a lie. You had 12 in the first quarter. So what allowed you to get going? I know your teammates helped you there, but you were aggressive tonight. Take me through. And there's good guards on that team. Elijah Dunn wants to beat you guys. You know that. And Dennis White, you saw him on the football field. You know he's athletic. Talk about the challenges. How were you able to score the way you were tonight besides shooting it well?
Yes, sir. Just getting reps, coming to practice every day, staying after practice, staying extra hours in the gym, working on my craft. So when Friday night come, I'm able to showcase that.
Ready to get going. There's a big crowd tonight. This is one of the biggest crowds in your 4 years. Would you agree with that? There was a good crowd here tonight.
Yes, sir. It was a good crowd.
You like that?
Yes,
Does that get you going when you come out in the warm-ups? And
yes,
it's always fun to play in front of a crowd. So you get to 5-4 right now. You're 4-3 in the division. Now we have officially finished the first run through the Buckeye. What do you hope to see different the next time through? I know we've kind of, let's just be honest, kind of beaten the teams we're supposed to beat, and then 3 losses against the Goliath, Newark, Reynoldsburg, Pick Central. What would you like to see different the next run through, and what are keys to maybe getting a few more victories?
Yes, sir. Just staying disciplined, just making sure we get the tough battles. We know we can get the ones we're supposed to get. But when it's really time to get the ones that we know it's going to be a good battle against, I think we need to conquer that match.
Is there one of those 3 that you feel like, man, we missed an opportunity? Like I think we had maybe the best chance to steal one of those.
Definitely, probably against Reynoldsburg. Being up 16-2 in the first quarter, allowing them to come back.
Yes, What do you remember the Newark game kind of snowballed quickly, and I have a ton of respect for what he does, so I'm going to say this. I can't put my head on a pillow believing they're 30 points better than this basketball team. What has to be different on Tuesday night with them?
Just being able to keep their best player under control. I think he's averaging 25 points a game.
Jake Quackenbush,
yes,
the big guy. Yeah.
Being able to maintain him, getting open shots, crashing, rebounding, and just playing together.
It kind of unraveled, didn't it? It was like you kind of blinked and you're like, what just happened? And it's interesting. They just put it on Reynoldsburg last Friday night or just Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. And Quackenbush had 7 or 9 points. It was those other guys, Ty Gilbert, Ty Brunn-Brooks. So obviously they have a good basketball team. How excited? I know you got Afrocentric tomorrow in a big venue, but how excited do you get for an opportunity against maybe the number 2 ranked team in the state in Newark?
Yes, sir. I'm always excited to play good other people. Always ready to showcase what I do. Always ready to bring the battle, bring the fight.
Well, and tomorrow, in terms of big stage, you guys are the nightcap tomorrow night. 7 games all day long, and against the Afrocentric, who is always good, right? Talk about that matchup and that opportunity maybe tomorrow night in front of, I don't know if everybody will stay all night, but I know there'll be several thousand people in that building tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Just playing late, got the last game of the night. Just as me, as a 4-year varsity player, I got to make sure I actually bring the leadership.
Yeah.
Make sure guys get in their right spots and be able to facilitate and score when I need to.
How much are you leading right now? And can we shoot? It has been a wild couple of weeks in this program. We'll leave it at that. It's been a lot of adversity that this team has gone through. What has been your message? How have you tried to lead this team in the midst of some of this adversity right now?
I'm a 4-year varsity guy, so I didn't see the bads, I didn't see the goods, but I always tell my guys, just no matter what, we gotta stay combined. So whenever stuff get bad, we can't ungel. That's when we gotta really gel, so we can build that chemistry together with each other.
Do you feel like you took a step in that direction tonight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just me and my guys, we just been hanging out and getting chemistry built, so I felt like that displays on the court when it's time to battle.
Doing life together. That's a good thing. So I tell you, I probably have said this to you. Can I say it again? Though I know we'll talk to you again. But in an era when, and I know you're demonstrative, you have juices flowing at times. There's times you've said things, but I love the fact that you on most nights are the best basketball player in this gymnasium, and how unassuming the way you play. And so I want you to know again, as a basketball junkie, there are dudes like us that are old and old school that root for guys like you because you let your game do the talking. And I encourage you on the air in front of everybody to keep playing that way. Let your game talk. People are going to find out about you, and they're going to want you to come play for their school. And part of the reason is they're going to say, I like the way what this dude is about, that he just doesn't show and just lets his game talk. Does that make sense? Is that okay?
I get you.
Okay. We admire that about you. What does do you know any more? I know I talked to you during football. Do you know any more right now about what the future, since we've talked to you earlier, anything football, basketball, any schools?
I actually got a lot of schools reaching out for me for basketball and football still at this moment. So I'm still deciding. It's hard.
There was somebody that I just had. Do you remember who it was, Coop, that said they had a football offer, they had basketball offers, and they said, I am not playing both of them. Help me out. Who was that? Asking Ricky Cooper right now, and he is failing me. But I mean, then there are guys that do both of them. That try. What would, in a perfect world, would you ever try to do both? Or
I would try to do both.
Are you mandating that? Are you saying I'm only interested in you if you're interested in me in both sports? Or not sure yet.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Where anybody you visited lately?
Actually, yesterday I went on a visit to Fairmont State University.
Okay, in West Virginia.
Okay,
football. Is that D2?
Yeah, D2.
Okay, you like it there?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Is that any other visits? Any hoops visits right now?
No, I haven't went on no hoops visits.
No,
but I got some coming up. Bro.
Okay. We're excited to see where you end up. Trayton Schrader, the guarded orange.
Yes, sir.
He has offers just like you, super good at both, but he's not sure. I thought for sure his dad was uncle was the head coach at football. I thought for sure he'd be playing football, but he has an interest in basketball apparently too. So anyway, anything else that jumped out to you tonight before we let you go? Something else that Coach talked about, or you just as a key tonight? Anybody else give you good minutes that you wanna highlight tonight?
Obviously, I want to highlight the whole team. I feel I feel like we was able to, at the core 5, we was able to get off the court early, but then we had our other 5 come in, so they started coming back, so we had to get back in and finish out the game.
That's a hard spot for a head coach. He wants those 9 through 13 guys to play, but they didn't pull their 9 through 13 guys. So that's my son. My son's out there. He's guarding Abu Sai, who's got muscles in places that my son doesn't even have muscles. And so they battled. So anyway, back to what do you do tonight? Now you got a quick turnaround. Are you shooting around tomorrow? What's the plan for the team?
So we going to get in early at 3 because we play at 8. So we want to get reps up in the gym and then head up there. So
team meal tomorrow, or guys eating on their own? You'll still eat here tomorrow, shoot, and then head down there and hopefully get to watch a little bit of the action. And one other question: shot clock tomorrow night.
Shot clock, yeah.
What do you think about that? Have you ever played a game with a shot clock at any? There's no way, is there?
I actually played with a shot clock when I this recently year. I played for Nova Village on the UA circuit. So they had a 24-second shot clock. So I'm pretty familiar.
Interesting. All summer long you did that, or kind of at your AAU team.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Is that normal for AAU basketball, or was that kind of? I have no idea.
It's not really normal. It's like a circuit. So like the better the circuits are, the more competition and the more college reps you actually try to get to compare.
Well, you get 11 more tomorrow. It's 35 instead of 24, right? So Tyreek, we love watching you hoop, man. It's gonna be a sad day when you're not here anymore. You're one of our favorites, and people are rooting for you tonight. I know one thing. I'm hoping that 1,000 points gets to you, and just keep leading this team. All right, we appreciate you. Have fun tomorrow night on the big stage too. Tyreek Ruffin staying late and talking some basketball with us as tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game, Ty Simpson, going to put a headset on and come over and talk to us. He wanted to do this the other day and didn't get a chance to, and we'll put a headset on him. Ricky Cooper will get him all set up, and all right. What was that? Pick Central? So we're a week late, but we get to do it. All right. Congratulations on a win tonight. First of all, just some thoughts on what jumped out to you as one of the seniors, good and bad tonight. What'd you like? Yep.
We came out. Transition was amazing. I feel like Reek, he was the man tonight, so we kept feeding him. I feel like there's no ego on this team. When somebody's eating, we give it to him. So I like that tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely got to work on boxing out. Tomorrow is a shot clock, so can't waste no minutes.
That's exactly right.
Can't waste no plays, so I'm looking forward to it.
You talked about no ego. Isn't that a staple of Tyreek Ruffin?
Yes, sir.
mean, every once in a while in the heat of battle, I get, you can kind of maybe talk,
can't blame him.
But I mean, this dude just plays and lets his game do the talking, doesn't he?
Facts. Shout out my guy.
Yeah. And is that something really when's a point where you realize this dude's shooting well tonight? Like, we got to get this guy. We always want to get him the rock, but was there a point in that first quarter when you came in that you're like, this dude's on fire tonight? Something's different
hit
tonight.
That second one, man, I'm like, it's his night, man. So no ego, just kept feeding the ball.
Yeah. It's always fun to beat Canal. You beat them now, 6 in a row?
Yes,
first time for you as a varsity guy. What was that like? What was that experience tonight with a good crowd here?
It was amazing. Last year, man, I was hurt, so I had to sit out, the year before that and the year before that. Just a little adversity kept facing me, but this was the first year I actually got to go out there and showcase my talents,
And we've talked about that injury last year. Stress fracture, right? Kind of shut you down for the whole year.
Yes, sir.
What was, before I even ask about you fighting through it, what was that like to not be able to play a year ago? How much torture was that for a guy that likes hoops like you?
That was the longest year of my life.
No surgeries, right?
I definitely had surgery. Yes, sir. I have a metal rod in my left leg.
Physical therapy then after that?
Yes, sir.
When did you have the surgery?
I had it December 27th. We played Ridge.
Okay. So you tried to play through the stress fracture.
I did.
You got some JV minutes and played? Coach, my cheat sheet says you were out the entire season. Is that not?
I played a Northland scrimmage.
Never saw the floor in a game.
Nah.
Just were injured in street clothes and then finally realized I got to get sliced and diced.
Yes,
okay. Talk about how hard you work to get back and how rewarding it is to be back out here doing this right now.
The work I put in to get back is phenomenal, man. I'm definitely proud of myself.
Sure.
To be out a whole year and come back and even see the varsity floor and get as much minutes I'm getting, I'm grateful. So
sure,
off nights, good nights, I'm just blessed.
You are blessed. That's a good thing. And you know what the good Lord's saying? He's saying, man, take what you've learned through that, and man, that's going to help you in life, isn't it?
Sir.
I mean, probably already, but that resiliency. So, what do you like right now about this team? We're 5-4 right now, 4-3 in the division. There's positives, negatives. What are the things you like the most about where this team is right now?
I definitely like how much we bond together. We gel together real well. This is definitely one of the most talented teams that we've had to come through here in a little while, man. So I'm excited to see how far we go.
Too, but
shout out my guy.
Well, to think about all those dudes that are gone from a year ago, right? Sir Cox and the Moore boys and Jaquan, and this is still a pretty good team.
Yes,
so
sir.
talk about the chance tonight. You're talking about your guys. He's wearing maroon and white right now, but I saw you hanging with him a couple of times. Elijah Dunn, and the challenge, the task of dealing with him tonight.
Man, he's a dog. Definitely can't take that away from him, but game plan was we shut him down. We shut the whole team down,
Okay.
And I definitely feel like that worked. We held him to 13 points?
He had 22.
Ooh.
but let's say he did get a lot of those late in the game, maybe when it'll give him a little bit of confidence. But 4 in the first half.
4 in the first. Okay, then Tro played a little defense.
Well, the other guy you guys shut down too a little bit was Darfus, their leading scorer, the big guy. 15 had 1 in the first half, 9 in the second. Let me ask it this way: was there anything you did defensively? Let's start with Elijah Dunn. What was the message from Coach Hamp to kind of keep him from going for 40 tonight and he's a dangerous kind of guy? What was the keys to dealing with him, or what you know about him to deal with him?
We know he likes to shoot, so no help
from anywhere.
No help from anywhere, man. If anything, if it goes up, as long as we got a hand out there, ain't nothing we can do.
That's right. That's well said. But he has a green light from places that I have never seen a dude maybe have a green light.
Facts.
So, yeah. All right. So now, last question.
Yes,
tomorrow
sir.
night, this was a fun stage tonight.
It was.
Tomorrow night, nightcap. You're in the nightcap at Ohio Dominican in a shot clock event. I asked Reek this first. Have you ever played in a game with a shot clock?
No, sir. Never.
Okay. I've never called one at the high school level. So what's your biggest fear? What have you talked about with a shot clock with the team? Has there been any conversations? Or
Yes, sir. So tomorrow we have this play. It's a city league school. I'm not taking nothing away from them, but with us being OCC, we just got to be fundamentally sound. Fundamentally sound. My bad.
Okay.
But stay solid. Force them to do what we want to do. want them to shoot threes. So, we got a little play set up for that, a little defensive scheme.
Okay. But nothing specific to a shot clock. You guys haven't dug into it.
No, sir.
You don't think that'll affect you guys? Don't
not
really.
At all.
I wonder how many 35-second possessions this team has had. Not very many.
No, sir. Just enough time.
What about tomorrow night? The chance to be in the nightcap on a big event like that. Those are always fun.
It's amazing. I cannot wait, for being honest.
Okay.
Big stage, big opportunity.
Yeah. Who comes to watch you play? Who was here tonight? Who's family, friends in your life, and who might be there tomorrow night?
We actually got a whole fam here. Actually, got my mom right there over there talking to my sister, my aunt.
Right here at half court. One of those.
This is Titi Nisha right here talking to Coach Hamp.
Okay, that's mom.
My mom's back there.
Okay.
Yep, there
mom
she go.
Will wave at mom. All right.
Auntie right there. Shout out, happy birthday.
What does that mean to you to have people like that come here and cheer you on?
It means everything, man. Last year they couldn't come, so just seeing them out here, whether I have a good game or bad game, it's amazing.
Are they? How you had you were ready to get out here and do something? You were tired of waiting. What were they like to get out here and cheer for you for the first game? Been waiting a year. What was that like?
Man, I actually think they were more excited than me, man. It's like they had a little countdown.
Okay, so tonight, Mom's going to say you got a big win. You beat your rival. We're going to dinner. You choose. Where are you eating tonight?
We're at Cane's for sure.
Cane's for sure?
We're at Cane's for sure.
Okay. You go and tell me about a Cane's meal. We go BBS on the bread. Do you even know? I'm going to know if you're really a Cane's guy. You know what BBS on the bread is? If not, this interview has to end right now.
BBS?
We go butter both sides on the bread.
Butter both sides? You might have just put me on.
BBS on the bread, and we're getting rid of the slaw, and we're doing double bread or double fries. What are you doing?
Always.
Double bread.
Double bread.
Okay. Are you going sweet tea? You going lemonade? You going Arnold Palmer? What are you drinking tonight?
Lemonade.
All right. May cost you $0.25 or whatever, but it's worth it.
It's worth it for the win.
All right. Well, go enjoy some Cane's. Man, we love watching you do what you do and love the way you lead. And have fun tomorrow night.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a great event.
Thank you.
Come talk to us again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ty Simpson, tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game. We appreciate him staying late. And somebody has a birthday over there. Your aunt, is that what you said? Happy birthday to the aunt in the Simpson family. He is tonight's Ohio Christian University. At OCU, your growth is more than academic. It's spiritual, personal, and powerful. Like an oak of righteousness, you'll grow deep, stand tall, and live out God's calling with confidence. You can apply now at ohiochristian.edu/apply and start your journey at Ohio Christian University this fall. Be known, be rooted, and be ready. And Coach Hamp going to talk to us here courtesy of Great Clips, where they care about their customers' time. They've created online check-in. It's a way for you to add your name to the list at the Great Clips salon of your choice so that you can spend less time waiting in the lobby. And thanks for staying. Those were long interviews. I didn't know if you were coming up, but I just saw you chilling down there. So
I won't miss another one.
Thanks for coming up and talking hoops with us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What'd you like tonight? You guys got out of the gate quickly. What allowed you to do that tonight?
We just shared the ball, Rick, and made the extra pass.
I'll move this just a little closer. There you go.
Made the extra pass tonight, and just was attacking the paint. I told him I don't want to see a lot of threes tonight until we, inside out, got in transition and really attacked the basket. I didn't want to shoot 29, 25 threes, and I don't know what it was, but I don't think it was that many.
Yeah, and when they were hitting them, too, they were better looks, too, weren't they? Tyreek got going, and those are the ones I guess you want when you know he's feeling it.
He can shoot the ones he wants.
He's a different. He's a little dumb.
He earned that. 4 years, he earned that.
Well, he had 28 tonight, which is a career high according to our numbers. At what point tonight did you just realize, I asked Tyreek that, too. He said, I was hitting in warm-ups and knew it. Did you realize this he's always special, but tonight he just had it going at a different level tonight.
He was cooking. I put him at the 2 tonight, Rick, and I wanted him. I felt like even though we had a real good game at Logan, him playing the 1, I just felt like he's just not touching it a lot because we got, J-Man's a natural point guard.
Sure.
Jordan Wagner, he's a natural point guard, and he's the next step to play the point. And I'm gonna have him playing the point quite a bit this year. I just realized, his energy is younger. Reed got a lot of miles on him coming out of football. He's still getting back in shape, football shape.
Sure.
And I just think the game comes to him a little easier playing the 2. Playing off the ball. We got great guards in the OCC that pressure you full court, and I feel like sometimes by the time he get down half court when he's running the set, he's a little winded, and I just want to make the game easier for him.
Well, it worked tonight.
Yeah,
so I'd say job well done. And how much, when you're doing play-by-play, you don't, a lot of times I'm watching X's and O's, but there's only so much I can watch. Did he play off the ball the entire time? I mean, did you have sets where he ran the point at all tonight, or very little?
Only when J-Man got in foul trouble.
Okay.
But when we made that big run, he was the 2 the entire time, and he was coming off double staggers and stuff. Even though we didn't get him there, he opened it up because it made maybe 2 guys come out and try to deny him because he was coming off that double stagger in our box set, and it was opening up for the bigs.
Yeah.
When he didn't get open, it was because they was overplaying him.
Okay.
Because nobody wants Tariq to be open coming off a double stagger.
No, they do not. No.
So it was opening up for him instead of him having the ball at the top, and everything's congested. So
Okay. Kind of he opened up everything.
Yes.
Him hitting
presence.
shots, and he's going to do that. So, and you get a 26 out of your 2 bigs tonight. 16 for Hemphill is what we had. 10 for Kofi. I want to ask you about Kofi. But first of all, you got a guy in Hemphill that's still new to this program.
Mm-hmm.
You look at him and you expect it to all come together and have perfect chemistry. And sometimes I have to come up here and say, slow down a little bit. They're still learning to play.
Right.
And then you got a guy at your center spot that just because he looks like Hercules, he was he was a backup a year ago.
Yeah, he didn't play very many minutes last year.
And he waited behind a lot of guys.
Yeah,
And
he waited his turn.
I just kind of see him slowly but surely making strides. What do you see? You're the guy that sees him every day.
I can see him scoring 20, 10, and 3 blocks in at least 5 or 6 games this season.
Yeah.
He dominates in practice, even in the games. I know you see it up here. He might shoot it too quickly. He's getting a lot of attention. He's getting double and triple teamed.
Yep.
And I think that's part of the reason why he's missing some layups that I think he can finish, even though he's getting double teamed, because he's already at the rim, but they're all around him. And he's not used to getting double teamed. You know what I mean?
He's not even used to playing.
Right. He's not used to playing varsity, and then now he's coming in playing varsity his first year, and he's getting double and triple teamed. So I know that has to be tough.
Yeah, and sometimes I remember, what Ricky Vanderwalker at Hayes. Well, you played against Vanderwalker last year.
Yeah.
Westerville North played him last year, and they kind of doubled. He almost didn't know where the double and triple teams were coming from, and that comes with experience too, doesn't it?
Right.
Like okay, this
comes with experience.
When I get it here, somebody's probably coming. And but was it I think you said it, and I think your guys I talked to, it was an unselfish night tonight.
Absolutely.
Too. I just felt like
everybody was making the extra pass. I felt like sometimes they were listening to me too well, because when I wanted them to shoot it, they would make another pass, and sometimes we might get a deflection or get it stolen. But they're trying to buy in and listen to what I'm telling them. So I gotta let them grow together and mesh like you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you there were a couple times tonight, staying on the bigs, that they played well together.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time one of them brought the ball up the floor and then dumped it to the. And do you see in practice Hemphill and Codolo getting more continuity together too? Is that developing at all?
Absolutely, and they look for each other, and they known each other for years before he came here.
Is that right?
They were friends before he got here, so they got a great relationship. Kofi was one of the most excited guys when he knew he was coming.
Good.
Their lockers was right beside each other, and Marcus talked to me about, Coach, if I get in, the guards ain't right there, can I push it? I said, I'll give you a chance. In the last 2 games, he's been looking good doing it. So if he can continue that, I'll allow it.
It's funny because when was it, the Hemphill dunk where he took that big step? Maybe pick Central here last. Remember the one he takes a huge, and they called him for a walk.
Yeah.
And we joked up here, he got called for the walk. Kofi did the same thing tonight Kofi did, and they let it go. So the officials kind of got to get some continuity there. But if they're buddies, I'd be dude, I got a dunk and you got called for steps.
Right.
So
help me out with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. There was some questionable stuff tonight for sure. So what I saw tonight, and you can just say yes or say no or comment. I saw more officials calling things outside their zone than I think I have ever seen. Now, I know the officials a couple years ago, my buddy's an official, and he said they have this rule now that you can call anything anywhere. They want to get the call right. But man, when there's an official 5 feet from a play and there's a guy 35 feet,
right. I was
just
serious.
Doesn't seem right.
And I love all 3 of those guys, but I was upset because that never happens to me. Like
you never get that.
No. Sometimes I'm like, hey, help him out. And he said, that's not my call. So that's where I get confused. But like I told my guys, you got to adjust to the refs.
Yeah.
The referees got a tough job. I wouldn't be able to do it. It's a super tough job. You know how fast the varsity game is. So I think they did a good job tonight. I just think we need to adjust more. I feel like we fouled a lot. We got to clean that up. So.
Yeah. I want to ask you 2 questions. We'll let you go. You know, you got a quick turnaround. Just thoughts on the job. Dunn finishes with 22, but he had 4 in the first half, and until you kind of, let's just be honest, you brought some of the reserves in. He got cooking a little bit at the end. Maybe it'll give him confidence for the second meeting, but, you know, Darfus has one at halftime. Just those 2 guys that really make them go, the big in the middle, and then him on, without looking at tape, how do you evaluate the job you did on them tonight?
Oh, we did a great job on them, man. I got nothing but respect for Zach over there and those guys. You know Elijah. I love Elijah. He's a Groveport kid.
Can't not love Elijah Dunn, right?
I love Elijah Dunn. You know, I don't let nobody shoot over here. I let him shoot over there because I love, you know, the coach is a good guy, and you know Elijah Dunn is one of my guys. So let them shoot knocks, Jim. You know, they're a neighbor, so we was being neighborly today.
Yeah, be neighborly. Good. And then I want to ask you about tomorrow night. 2 questions. Just the nightcap. How excited you and your guys are to play. You know, I don't know how big that crowd's going to be, but I know it's a pretty big event.
Yeah.
And number 1, I want to ask you about that. And then just any thoughts right now on the shot clock, a 35-second clock, and the challenges and whatever. Just your unfiltered thoughts on a shot clock.
It's going to be interesting, Rick. I'm excited about it. The guys are excited about the crowd. The shot clock, I've been wanting to practice, kind of working into practice, but I already have my practice plans together to where I couldn't get in there, and I started watching film, and I haven't seen too many games where we hold the ball for 35 seconds. So I'm not worried about the shot clock. After watching almost an entire game, we shot the ball in 35 seconds every possession.
Yeah, you know, Quack told me, I talked to him a month ago, maybe before the first meeting, and he said people always criticize him for doing that. He said the year they beat Pick Central, I think the year that Pick Central won the state title, he said he went back and he watched the tape to see how many times they would have been called for a shot clock violation, and even at Newark for an entire game, they would only been called for 2 of them. And I thought, man, if they're only getting 2, you're getting none. There's no way. It's not. So even the teams that get accused of holding the basketball,
I want to watch those tapes.
Yeah. So anyway, but it'll be interesting tomorrow night.
Quack's
for
my
sure.
guy.
Yeah. So got a quick turnaround though. They were telling me 3:00 they come in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get some shots. You'll feed them tomorrow, and then they get on the bus and head over to Ohio Dominican.
Yeah, we'll leave about 6:00. I told them to come here at 5. I said I'll be here at 4. They want to get some extra shots. So,
okay, not 3. Somebody told me 3.
They're gonna
you ain't going to be here at 3.
I'm not going to be here.
Okay. Well, congrats on this one tonight, and big one tomorrow. And then we haven't even touched on the fact next time we see you is next Tuesday. And I know you're focused on Afrocentric, but the reality is, what an opportunity Tuesday night. The number 2 ranked team in the state. They're undefeated. I don't know how else you say it. They just put a pretty good whooping on the Reynoldsburg Raiders on Tuesday night
on the
too,
way
right?
Home from Logan. I was like, wow.
Wow.
That's a great team, and they're coached by one of the greatest coaches in probably the state, definitely, for probably the country. He's been doing it a long time. I got nothing but respect for that guy.
Well, get some rest, eat a good meal tonight, and
thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow night. We'll see you on Tuesday for
Appreciate
sure.
It, Rick.
Congratulations. All right, Coach. That's Lamont Hampton staying late here at Cruiser Arena. The Cruiser's a winner tonight. They win tonight by the final of 76-66 here on the Lancaster Sporting Goods post-game show. Coming up again, Cruisers play Afrocentric tomorrow night at ODU, home against Newark on Tuesday, Friday the 23rd at Lancaster. They do not play that Tuesday the 27th. That's probably kind of like a makeup if there's a snow date, but right now it's open, and then they would play on Friday, January 30th at Taze Valley. Canal Winchester home on Tuesday against Reynoldsburg, at Pick Central on Friday, Tuesday the 27th at Central Crossing, and then home against Newark on Friday, January 30th. There is a rematch in this series. It's Friday, February 20th, and it's at Canal Winchester. That game is slated for a 7:30 start. We'll talk to you Tuesday night when Jeff Quackenbush and the Wildcats come to town. 7 o'clock, the Sedalia Dental pregame show, 7:30, the Birch Tavern opening tip. Thanks to Lamont Hampton. Thanks to Zach Olson at Canal Winchester. Big thank you to Canal assistant coach Reed Hugas and also Coley Adebanjo, the assistant coach at Groveport Madison. Thanks to Tyreek Ruffin and Ty Simpson, tonight's Ohio Christian University players of the game. Thanks to Groveport at Madison Athletic Supervisor Tommy Snyder and Canal Winchester AD Jacob Ramsey. Thanks also to Karen Augenstein in the Canal Winchester Athletic Department as well. Thanks to tonight's official game sponsor, Logan Marburger with Remax One. He has the experience and resources necessary whether you plan to buy or sell. He's a lot more than just transactions. Wants to earn your trust, create lasting relationships, and help individuals and families in their community achieve their dreams. He brings energy, enthusiasm, and he brings results. Thank you to Logan Marburger, tonight's realtor of the game and tonight's official game sponsor. You can order a permanent digital download of tonight's broadcast with full high-definition video. All the details on how you can do that are on screen, and it helps us to have the resources to do what we do. It puts a wrap on Friday Night Hoops, presented by First Service Federal Credit Union. I think the custodians here at Groveport Madison are saying, thank God they're ready to pull these bleachers in and get out of here. But appreciate them staying late. They do an outstanding job. For Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, Lamont Hampton, Eli. I don't know your last name, Eli. Eli Cooper? Eli Cooper and her entire Groveport Sports Network broadcast team. My name is Rick Cooper, saying so long from Cruiser Arena here at Groveport Madison High School, where the Cruisers, 10 points better than the Indians. They win for the 6th straight time in this series, and they do it tonight by the final of 76-66. The number 2 ranked team in the state is here at Cruiser Arena Tuesday night. We'll cover it 7 o'clock, the Sedalia Dental pregame show, 7:30. The Birch Tavern opening tip. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.